my internet fucked? No. Nope.
The following is a presentation of the Shining Wizards Network, broadcasting live in high-definition video and available on all podcasting and streaming platforms. Follow us on social media at Wizards Podcast. Check out our merchandise at merch.shiningwizards.com. Do your Amazon shopping at amazon.shiningwizards.com. And become a Patreon supporter at patreon.com/wizardspodcast. And now, it's time for the Shining Wizards.
You're watching
The Shining Wizards.
The Shining Wizards
Wrestling Podcast.
Wrestling Podcast. Man.
It is the biggest week of the year, and there is only one place where you, the wrestling fan, get all the wrestling information you need. It's the Shining Wizards Wrestling Podcast, episode 737. It's time for some wrestling talk.
And talk about wrestling.
Around the horn like candy corn. Double T.
And some Kevin.
Brondo. KJG.
Boys, how are you tonight?
Oh, couldn't be better. Could not be better if you slapped me in the face with a jerk sock.
That good, huh?
Like candy corn, baby.
Do you have statistics to explain that one?
It's all a feel project. All right. It's all about feel. It's all about momentum.
Brenda, why don't you drive on over there and slap him with your jerk sock?
I don't know. Too crusty.
Immeasurable, Brundo. It's immeasurable. There's no stats. It's just volition. Anyone else want to follow that?
Oh my God!
I'm doing great. Don't slap me with the jerk sock, though. I'm going to leave it at that. Yeah, I'm fantastic. Everything's going good over here. I don't need jerk sock slap.
No, jerk slop.
I'm
Henry Godwin jerk sock.
Sonny,
I'm good. I could take it or leave it.
Definitely getting fired tomorrow.
No one's getting fired. Come on, now we're just having fun. We're just hanging out. We're talking wrestling. This is like the greatest week to be a wrestling fan. There is wrestling literally. There's wrestling on tonight, like outside of the WWE.
On a Monday, you say?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. When did that start?
Well, no, like Monday Night Raw is every Monday, but there's like independent shows that are running tonight.
Oh, okay. Out there in La Vegas.
Yeah, or like I think Beyond is running tonight. Like IWTV has wrestling. Like this week is chaos. If you are like a wrestling fan, like this should be like you should be just moon stemming it up all week.
Yeah, SJ sent me a list. She's going to like 6 shows while she's out there, and none of them are even WrestleMania. So more power to her.
It's insane. There's so much fucking wrestling this week. Oh, excuse me. Tony is at the Hulk Hogan Beach Shop, folks. He's been there since 5 o'clock. He's going to do karaoke for the Hulkster dude. He picked fucking Rehab by Amy Winehouse, which could be one of the worst fucking karaoke songs, but he's number 2 in the queue. So I'm sure at some point he's going to fucking barge in and with shitty internet and loud sounds, but maybe we'll get a picture of old Hulk Hogan's thermos.
We should have had him do Tequila. Now thinking about it. Just have him stand there awkwardly next to Hogan until he gets to say Tequila. Fuck.
Well, it's too late for that. So there's a ton of wrestling this week, but there was also wrestling this past weekend. And man, are we disappointed?
Right into it.
Did it come up? This fucking shit. Go. Oh my god, I hate everything. I hate technology. I hate it all. I hate it all. But I don't hate it more than I hate the result. I think we all knew this was going to happen.
Oh yeah.
For those not familiar with Polaco Watch, about 2 months ago, it was announced that Just Incredible would be on a Midwest All-Star Wrestling show with Handsome Kevin, who Handsome Kevin bought some fancy underwear and a book from him several years ago, Aldo Montoya style. And he never received the goods he paid for.
Sure.
So we have been doing a Polaco Watch leading up to this very exciting moment where Handsome Kevin would possibly be sharing a locker room with PJ Polaco, Just Incredible. We had the Maven video a couple weeks ago where Maven sat down and confronted PJ. I think Grimm's toy show, I think he actually confronted PJ. I saw a video, but I didn't watch it because PJ had said some disparaging things about Grimm during the sit down with Maven. And then we left last Monday's show. And I think I was more excited for Midwest All-Star Wrestling, PJ Polaco versus Handsome Kevin. And then Friday morning. You want to tell us what happened Friday morning, Handsome Kevin?
Well, Friday morning I woke up to actually was a text message that came in Thursday night from another performer on the Minnesota scene out here that asked me if I had won the bet, and I didn't know exactly what he was talking about. So I kind of gave it a moment, and I hopped on the socials there, and I saw the announcement that old Peach, he wasn't making his dates, and again, not a shocker to absolutely anybody that was at the event, any fans that went to the event, anybody in the locker, nobody at all was like, holy shit, PJ making it. Like everybody pretty much understood this was going to be the situation. I will say I'm very happy to announce that the promoter is not out anything. He was actually being vended by one of his friends, supposedly. So the promotions,
is the vendor out anything?
Well, see, and that's the thing. Like the only thing that ended up happening that would be, I guess, sucks for the promotion was that they did get the airline ticket. So they ended up getting credit for airline credit, however that works out for the ticket. So technically, they're not out anything. I guess there was a couple of times where the promotion was even like, I don't even like. Is this going to actually be a thing? You know what I mean? Like leading into this, and the Maven video came out and all that. It sounds to me like they were never really, solid on the fact that he would show up is the way it kind of sounded, but they were just kind of basing off the goodwill of the guy that said that, he was vending PJ and PJ has changed. And he just wants the opportunity to be there and all that type of stuff. So the excuse that he gave was an excuse that he's given numerous times before. He's not going to be able to fly. And it's just, he's numerous times he said not going to be able to fly. So that's how that ended up. Old Pidger didn't make his date, so not a shocker there. A lot of other guys there, super crazy did not make it either.
Oh,
Nice.
Yep, super crazy got he didn't make his flight out of Tijuana.
do we have to start a super crazy watch next week?
I don't think we need to start a super crazy watch. He'll make a date for the promotion. But yeah, that Polaco stuff was just it all, like I saw the messages. It all felt like bullshit. Regular just PJ bullshit. So not a shocker. I did get to hang out with old Mr. JL for a good chunk of time. Great guy, still the nicest guy in wrestling. Got to hang out with Gertner a little bit. Still a great guy. The Dudleys were left before the show started. So
What Bubba and Bully? Bubba and Devon?
Bubba and Devon. Yeah. Yep. Perry was there. Perry, I got to tell you, man, that was weird. He sat at his table with his hoodie on over his head. So you couldn't even really tell that it was him. Like, he just sat there. He didn't bring like a background or anything like that. He just had some shit on a table and sat there with his hood up. So like, you would have to like be like, who the fuck is that? Go over to him and be like, hey, how are you to figure out who the fuck is that? That was weird as shit. So
Did you talk to Perry Saturn? Because that was the name that jumped out at me when you had sent that in the text message.
No more than hey man, it's a pleasure to meet you. Appreciate your work. And
Guess
he just
where
did.
his fucking mop was?
No, none of that, man. Like, it was so weird because he, out of everybody that was there, he came across as the most unapproachable dude. And he's there to like sign autographs. Like, it just looked like it didn't look like he didn't want to be anywhere. Like, just sat there, hood up over his face. Like, it was fucking weird. JL, like I say, I can't say enough good things about JL. Ming Chen was in the house.
Yeah,
that was.
So I was on your sleep schedule Friday night going into Saturday morning because I had to be up super early. So just as I was getting to slumber, I saw that Molly had texted me and Tony, and I was half asleep and half awake, and I thought it said, "I just met Meng." I was thinking, who? I don't know who the fuck. I don't know who is Min Chang. I don't know who this is.
Comic book guys, Ming Chang.
Yeah.
I know, Ming. He's a good guy.
Great guy.
Yeah.
So like, I walked out. It was
Devil's fan.
I walked out and he was talking to Molly, and I just kind of walked up to him and he kind of looked at me. I said, "Are you hitting on my wife?" Oh. And I shook his hand. I gave him a real firm handshake and I had my hand on his back. And I said, again, I was like, "Are you hitting on my wife?" And he goes, no. I was talking to her. And I was like, wait, so my wife's, and he goes, no, she's beautiful. But I wouldn't do, what I mean is, and he just goes, "I'm gay." Gotcha, Ming. No, he was a super nice guy. Really enjoyed my time with him. He actually was like a guest manager for one of the talents that night, and that was a very cool situation too.
Yeah,
Speaking of managers, it didn't look like your
studios once.
It didn't look like your guy did very well this weekend.
So watch your fucking mouth, all right?
Oh, Handsome Kevin, manager of Losers.
No, not at all. Still the Canadian Warriors champion.
The fuck does that mean?
Still got a belt.
I got a fucking belt. Brundo's got a belt.
Yeah, might have dropped one, but he's still got his other one. Still got another one. So yeah. But as far as Polaco goes, that was it's a tough luck situation.
Man, I was I think deep down inside I knew he wasn't going to show up, but part of me, just for this program, I was really hoping that he showed up because I think the story would have been amazing. Yeah. Yep. Would have been amazing. Matthew Birch is in the chat. He says the Grimm video talks about Grimm approaching PJ at a signing a few years ago because PJ owed him money for missing a show that Grimm booked him on. Again, didn't watch the video, just saw the headline. Scott George wants to know, does PJ know where or if Minnesota is a state? I think that's a good question.
It's not bad.
That's fair.
Alan Day pops in. Monday you'll meet him, KJG. And he says, Duke has 2 belts.
Old Dookie 2 belts. Yep.
To hold his pants up because he has a giant hog. Massive.
I mean, wouldn't that
wiener.
hold his pants up though?
2 belts or his
Hey.
massive wiener?
It's got to hold it
The
in.
massive wiener.
Hold
Yeah.
it in.
It's probably like a Slim Jim. It's like thin and long.
One of those Slim Jim XLs.
Not enough
Yeah.
girth.
Yeah, you can hear Duke Bags on the Year of Duke and Rogue on the Shining Wizards Network.
You sure can. Just started a new season.
Now, gentlemen, my question to you, do we continue the Polaco Watch? Because Twitter is pretty quiet over here. He has retweeted something Tommy Dreamer retweeted yesterday about the first ever ECW pay-per-view. Yesterday was the 28th year since Barely Legal. And then a couple days ago, he retweeted when the Impact players retained the tag titles over, it looks like Chris Chetty and Supernova.
I think Polaco Watch has to go on. I think it has to. And I texted you guys. I said he's going to do what he normally does when he fucks somebody over. He'll go quiet on Twitter for a couple of days leading in and a couple of days after. And then after that, he'll come out with some I hate trans tweets.
All right. So the Polaco Watch continues.
Love it.
Yes.
When Tony returns from Florida, he's going to have to fix that banner, though. Because I think it says, will he show up in Minnesota? Now it's, maybe we just change it to, will he show up? Right?
The Polaco Watch death clock. Is
Now,
he still
does
with
he-
us?
Oh, did anyone take him in the pool?
No.
My trusty pool information here. Nope. Me and Tony still have a point, though, on the death pool. Still
Yeah,
tied
we're a
at
quarter of
one.
the way through the year. Not a lot of death.
That's all right. Tugger's going to pull a warrior this year.
Man, really? Come on, man. Uncle Fred, that's what you're going with? That's where you're going with Uncle
Towards the
Fred.
light
Good
house.
God. Good God. The Maniac Glen Osbourne, the baddest man in all of the land, the Prince of Darkness, is going to join us shortly.
That he is.
The madman from the Badlands. Hey, does his Facebook page still work? I'm going to bust this guy's balls about his fucking...
Nope, it doesn't.
He's joining us to talk about the Rasselcon and the TWA One and Done. If you grew up in the Northeast, or really anywhere, but it's specifically the Northeast, and you picked up any of the aftermags, like the Maniac Glen Osbourne was in every fucking issue in the independent section with the likes of the Reckless Youth and the Dirty Don Montoya. He was on a couple of the first ever ECW shows, so he'll be joining us in a few minutes. We're gonna talk about WrestleMania. We're gonna talk about AEW. We're gonna talk about Vader, Dark Side of the Ring. I watched fucking NWA for the first time in forever. I don't know. Oh, because someone in the Discord said it was easy watch.
What?
Yeah, they said it was an easy watch.
So,
I think that was
Dude,
Hard Mark.
dude, I started because you watch it, I decided to check it out.
All right.
I turned it off like almost fucking immediately.
You did not enjoy the big and little, whatever they called.
But what are the other guys? Like the dark, the cowboy guys. What are they
The
called?
Kazanas?
Oh, I see like Sammy Stackhouse or whatever his name is, and
Yep,
then
that's
like
his name. Yeah, yeah.
and then like something Smalls, and I was just like, oof.
Eric Smalls. The team is called Size Matters.
I got to look this up.
The Country Gentlemen, AJ Kazana and Casey Kazana.
Yeah, that's what I meant. The Country Gentlemen. Not a bad gimmick, I will say that, with their fake Colonel Parker, with their wish Colonel Parker at ringside.
that's Joe Kazana.
Boom,
I will-
boom, Joe Kazana, boom, boom, Joe Kazana, boom, boom.
So you couldn't get through the 7-minute match?
No, I turned it off. I couldn't do it.
Okay.
I put on Collision instead for the first time in
Collision.
months.
I will tell you. So it was an easy watch for me. Now I can't say that I'm going to watch that. I'm going to jump back because here's my biggest problem with this. This was taped January 11th. 3 fucking months ago. I don't know anything that's going on.
That's consistent with old school NWA.
Size Matters is part of a faction with Aaron Stevens.
Aaron Stevens managed the other guys.
Love Aaron Stevens.
Yes, what are they called?
The guys in the gimp suits, yeah.
Yes,
the Doom guys,
Blunt Force Trauma.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. So it's those guys, Size Matters, and Aaron Stevens, and Aaron Stevens is the #1 contender to Tom Latimer's 10 pounds of gold.
I was just going to ask if he still wrestled, or if he was just a mouthpiece.
No, he's the next episode. That is the main event. So at the end of the show, it was like a vignette of Aaron Stevens. He's like a magician or something, or like he's a
Well,
showman.
they already have a magician.
Yeah, they'd have a magician. He was.
Do
on
they?
the
I don't
show.
know. I haven't watched in fucking
He was
forever.
on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know the last time that was magician Jake Dumas. I don't even know if he still works for the NWA.
You need a magician.
I'll tell you what, NWA National Heavyweight Championship match, Mims against Mike Mondo. Mike Mondo is fucking shredded to the max.
Yeah, he is.
That's like scary shredded. Like, I'm not talking about like intimidating. I'm talking about like, dude, be careful.
Mims won. Mims has Black G's in his corner.
Yeah.
They use.
I did watch that.
They use nefarious ways to win. I don't like that Tony's boy WPC is on commentary.
William
Yeah.
Patrick Corgan.
Yeah, I don't like that he's on commentary because Mike Knox comes out for the main event. Apparently, Mike Knox is one half of the NWA World Tag Team Champions with Trevor Murdoch.
That's right.
He comes out and and then on commentary, Billy Corgan goes, I don't know what's going to happen. Well, actually, I do, but I'm not allowed to say. Well, you had fucking 3 months to record this dumb shit. What are we doing, Billy?
Oh, Billy.
Then Mike Knox decides he's going to defend the tag titles against the Slime Balls.
Wait, is that an actual team name?
Yes, Sage Chance and Tommy Rance, the Slime Balls.
That's horrible.
Yeah, when they come out, the screen gets all like dark, and then it looks like someone shoots it with green paintballs. Pew, 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 pew.
It's horrible. It's like
That's
a fucking
NWA.
it's a Nickelodeon gimmick.
It's the Rascals.
Mike Knox
Their finisher
beats
is
the Slime
Jack.
Balls in 52 seconds. Smushes them.
Yep.
Then he leaves, and the Slime Balls, they call him back in the ring. That we want to do this again. So Mike Knox comes in, steps over the top rope, throws a big boot, definitely fucking destroyed his groin. Destroyed it because he's fucking limping, he's wincing, he's grabbing at it. Some other fucking weirdo comes out. The TV champion, I don't know. He comes out, pulls the referee out of the ring, throws him in like the third row. Then he hits Mike Knox with the belt. The Slime Balls cover him. The referee just gets back in and counts. He doesn't disqualify him for outside interference. And now the Slime Balls will get a future tag title shot against Mike Knox and Trevor Murdoch.
Huzzah.
And Natalia Markovich.
Markova?
Yes, she's going to wrestle a dude. And if she beats him,
Off?
she can challenge Kenzie Page for the NWA, the Mildred Burke.
To get the Mildred.
It was 38 minutes. I mean, I might watch 201 next week if I have time. I don't know.
It was only
I don't
38
know.
minutes, huh?
It was a pretty easy watch. Danny Deals is still on there slinging fucking. He's trying to sell shit. I don't know.
It's a YouTube situation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This is not. No, he'd be crazy to put this behind a paywall.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I thought maybe on like a IWTV situation.
No. It's on the tubes. The U of the tubes.
They got ads.
There was an ad when I started,
Mm-hmm.
but then no ads for the 38 minutes.
Hope they get ads.
Which is why I love
mean,
watching AEW on Max. Fast forward right through those some bitches
Yeah, you said you love watching AEW.
on Max. Like
I would just
can't-
focus on that first part.
like if I had to choose between watching on like TNT or not watching at all, like I probably wouldn't watch it at all. but because Max is there,
Yeah.
it makes it so much better.
It's funny you say that because like I watched this last week's episode on Max and made the conscious choice to be like, you know what, I am not watching it on Wednesday night. I can't do it anymore. So I was like, I'll throw it on Max if it has commercials. This is what I told myself. If they have commercials while it's on Max, so I'm watching it the day after, I'm turning the fuck off. No
Yeah, but
commercials.
You could
so I
fast
watch it.
forward. You could on Collision today. I could fast forward through the commercials.
Yes, that's what I did.
Wait, so you had commercials?
Yes, but you don't have to watch them at all. You can breeze right by them.
There was
Like
no
you-
commercials when I put it on Max, when Dynamite on Max.
When did you watch this vehicle?
I'm almost certain it was the following day.
Oh, interesting. Well,
Yeah.
I
I watch it the next day too,
I-
usually, and I can't remember though if there's commercials or not on mine.
and I did watch Dynamite too. I think I watched Dynamite Friday. I don't remember if there were commercials.
I watch it live.
Oh, look at you.
I think that's great. If you're around and
Yeah.
you can watch it live. The fucking guys from Progress Wrestling sent us DMs. They're like, "Are you good?
Oh.
Could you like live tweet the show Thursday night?" And I'm like, "I don't know, maybe."
Progress?
Yeah, because they're out there in fucking Vegas at the Collective, and I was like, "I don't know, maybe." They're like, "We'll give you whatever you want." I'm like, "I don't want anything. I just, if I'm fucking
Oh.
awake,
I want one half of their tag team shield.
How do we watch it?
That's still a thing."
Well, it's not. They can get rid of one, right?
How do we watch Progress?
It's on Triller. Right?
Oh, do they-
Everything's on Triller this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, is
Something
Triller
like-
doing that one big package?
Oh yeah. I think that was on the puppet show last week.
Oh yeah. Hey, I think our guest is here.
You think so?
Do you want to bring in the Maniac?
I g-
You broke KJG. Mr. Osbourne, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing well, thanks. How are you guys?
Great. We appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to join us tonight to talk a little
Oh, no problem at
Rasselcon
all.
and TWA One and Done.
Absolutely. I'm trying to get my picture up here.
It's okay. You take your time. Technology is a son of a bitch, man.
Well, and when you're as old as some of us are, it can be kind of befuddling. What the hell's going on here?
You're not that old.
Camera. Well, oh, for God's sakes.
I mean, we can hear you, so we're good.
All right. Well, I'll continue to work on this and fire away. I apologize for the.
No, you're good. Look,
It's
First-
probably better for you guys anyway. Let me.
I
see.
don't know. Can you see us?
I can see you and hear you guys just fine.
Yeah, well, none of us are lookers. Maybe the Kevins could get away with it, but me and Mundo are fucking gross. And Tony is the king of the chuds, and he's not even here.
He is not king of the chuds.
Oh my God. Well, thank you guys very much for having me on tonight. They told me what a fun group you guys are, so I can tell already. And
Who did? Bay? Bay's full of shit.
I'm kind of working on my camera here as we talk, so I don't want to take away from the conversation. So whenever you guys feel ready, please.
Oh, we're ready. We're ready. So I said a few minutes ago before you jumped on the show, like, if we're in the Northeast as well, we're based out of Jersey, and any one of us picked up an After magazine. I mean, the Maniac Glen Osbourne was in every single issue, and you under every independent, like, you were one of the guys that kind of started the movement that eventually became like Reckless Youth and Cheetah Master and Dirty Don Montoya. Like, Glen Osbourne was at the forefront of that.
Oh man. Well, thank you very much. Yeah. It was interesting. The TWA, as you know, was really an original for so many reasons because of that. I mean, so many of us were at the head of this, independent, especially the Philly movement. So Yeah, it's pretty cool. Nice.
Did you ever imagine 30 years later
No.
that I mean, you had to know the way wrestling fans are like, you resignated, but now, like, with the TWA One and Done coming back, the Rasselcon, like, are you surprised with the amount of traction this has picked up?
I am. I'm really happy about that, because I feel like sometimes history gets lost. Wrestling, I guess, like anything, wrestling fans can have a short memory. And I think this is a great chance for a lot of the guys that started everything to kind of take their bow, but for the fans to maybe check out the wider world of wrestling outside of, the stuff they see on TV, and see where some of this stuff started from. For real fans, I think it's going to be interesting, because there's so many legends that are going to be there, and local stars and young talent too. So it's going to be something for everybody, really.
Probably want to turn your mic on there, Wizard.
Oh.
Hi. Oops. I was cracking up right when you joined the show, so I muted myself. I think I asked this question to Bay a couple of weeks ago. How do you find that balance between the nostalgia and featuring the young talent?
I think it can be a great combination. When I was coming up, there was always a mix. And Joel and TWA and Joel were a perfect example, where you'd have the veterans on the card with the young guys. And I think when it's done right, it can be a great balance. From what I've heard, I haven't been in a dressing room. It had been 13 years, and then I was at an ECWA reunion show over the summer, and that was the first time I'd been at a show in 13 years. And it seemed great to me, but I've heard stories about the younger guys not having respect and this and that. So, if we can find a common ground and help, everybody helps everybody, I think that's great. And this is a great, this whole thing, I'm looking so forward to this, because it's going to be such a great mixture of fans and wrestlers and, all kinds of personalities there.
Now, I have the TWA One and Done card up here, but I don't. Are you wrestling on the 3rd?
No, I'm actually going to be guest timekeeper for the lumberjack match between Tony Stetson and Mike Bruno.
Okay.
So yeah, I can't really wrestle anymore. So I've been retired since 2011. So, but this past year I've been coming back to a lot of podcast. These podcasts are great, and it's such a great way for old guy like myself to stay out there and stay connected with everybody. So yeah, this is going to be a great event. I'm super psyched for it.
Yeah, so we've been kind of steamrolling through promoting this show for you guys. A lot of guests have been all about this show. Are you surprised, or how appreciative are you of the podcast continually reaching out for you guys to promote this show?
Oh, very much so. I mean, without the promotion, that guys like you guys are giving us, this wouldn't be getting the traction that it has. So this is great being here and just being able to talk to you guys and talk to the audience and the fans out there. This kind of thing is vital, I think, especially in this day and age, to getting the word out. So I appreciate it. And I'm sure, certainly we all do.
Glenn, you said you retired in 2011.
I did.
And I got my question for you is that first, Friday or Saturday that came up and you didn't have to hit the road, or you didn't have a show. Like, what was that feeling like?
It was kind of weird, but I had to get out, because they say you walk away or you limp away with wrestling, and unfortunately, I limped away. I had a lot of injuries that had accumulated, my back and neck and all kinds of things, and everything just caught up with me. And so it was kind of a relief the first several weeks not having to be on the road, because I was dealing with a lot of issues. But it was only supposed to be a couple of months off, and now it's been since 2011. So looking back, it had to happen, but now, yeah, I don't miss the traveling and the waiting around and everything, but I do sure miss all the guys, all the boys, and the community, and just being out in front of the crowd and around the fans and stuff. So
yeah, and you said you hadn't been in the locker room for quite a while up to that point. Was that a like a conscious decision on your part? Like, if I'm not on the show, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I had stayed away just because I was working on some things as far as my physical issues, and then COVID came along and everything got exponentially worse. So I'm not the complaining type, but anywho, I walk with a cane now. I had to relearn how to walk. I was on a walker for quite a long time. I had lost a ton of weight. A lot of injuries caught up with me, and then during COVID, I got a really bad infection that damaged the nerves in my legs. So I've been between the injuries that I'd had and this, I was in really, really bad shape. So it's been the last few years have been about coming back physically, but I can't wrestle. I'm at the point now where I'm starting to get off my cane. I'm hoping to get off of that within the next year or so. But we'll see what happens. But this the ring does take a wicked toll on your body, as you know. So
yeah, well, that's awesome though, man. Good for you. Keep
thank you.
No.
Yeah, thank you. I'm looking again. It's kind of been a comeback year, so this is going to be a wonderful thing. So I'll be I'll be coming out on my cane to the timekeeper's table.
So hindsight now, Glenn, 25 years later, like, do you look back at your wrestling career and it's like, I'm looking through your cage match right now and like 96, 97, 98, like when wrestling's at the height that it's at, like you are wrestling the Headbangers. You have a match with fucking Mankind. You really spend a lot of time, Axel Rotten, Tony Atlas, Too Cool Scorpio, like you're spending a lot of time in the wrestling industry with all these huge names. Do you look back and are you happy of the trail you've blazed in the world of professional wrestling?
Well, thank you for that comment, but yeah, I'm very happy. I've said before that to me, being successful in wrestling, it might be a different definition than others. To me, it was just to be working, be a working wrestler. And that was kind of making it to me. It was never, if main eventing WrestleMania or something happened, I mean, that'd be great. It was not going to, but I was very happy to be, I guess, a supporting player. Let's put it that way. Sort of more of a character actor than the big star, so if I can feel like, I've trained some guys, and if I feel like I can have made a positive influence rather than a negative one, then I feel like I've done my job.
It looks like when I look at like 1998 and what was going on, like it looked like, how people say like, oh, like they put him in the ring with X-Pac, and if he could go, X-Pac would tell him like, you look like. There's a lot of like young names in 1998 that you wrestled: Christian Cage, Sexton Hardcastle, Flash Flanagan, Andrew Martin. Like they all came through the ECWA and the PCW, and they all spent time working with you. Was that like by design, by the promoter, or was it just the luck of the draw for you?
We lost him, Double T.
What the fuck? God dang it.
Well, maybe the net's not too good out in the Badlands.
He shouldn't. I mean, the audio was great. He shouldn't have been messing with it. I bet you can hear it. Can you hear me, Glenn? Glenn, come back to me, baby.
Glenn, can you hear me?
Glennis, can you hear me?
Poor Glenjamin.
Seriously, man, you look at his fucking cage match, like he's teaming
fucking everywhere. I love it.
Dude, just his ECWA stuff.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned before, Brundo, it's kind of bonkers. I was actually going to wonder if he still keeps up with that stuff. Hopefully we get him back.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't have the contact for him. It all went through fucking Bay Ragney.
Oh, fucking Bay.
I mean, he's got the link. He can come back. I'd love to have him back.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I will wait a few minutes. I did want to ask him about his dark match too. He worked a dark match on Jacked.
Is it a dark match if it's on Jacked?
Is that like if a tree falls in the woods and nobody's there to hear it?
Exactly.
It was at the Continental Airlines Arena.
I was probably there. What year?
1999.
A very good chance I was there.
The two dark matches: Kurt Angle, Ace Darling, J.R. Ryder, Glen Osbourne.
J.R. Ryder.
I remember him.
Yeah, he played for the Wolves.
No.
Former guest of the show?
And then your Jacked episode that night, commentated by Kevin Kelly and Terry Taylor. Al Snow.
I think we got him. I think we got him back.
Yeah,
I think we got him back.
Terrence Taylor or Terry Taylor? Oh,
Terry on commentary.
I'm going to bring him back in. We'll see what happens.
All right, let's see it. We broke the internet.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm still sorry about that. I was trying to do something clever to get my camera working, and for some reason it's still not. So, oh well. I'm on a different computer than usual, so I guess we'll just continue to carry on like this. Apologies again.
It works. We can hear you.
At least I can hear you. So that's cool.
Right.
So I'm sorry. What were you guys saying? I could hear you chatting in the background as I was frantically trying to figure out, how to reconnect.
All right. What? I don't even know what I fucking asked you. Oh, I think I remember. Were you like all these guys were coming through ECWA and PCW, the young guys, Christian Cage, Sexton Hardcastle, Andrew Martin. And it seems like they all worked with you. Were you like the guy where it was like, okay, go work with Glenn. And if you're worth your weight in gold, tell us.
That was pretty much my understanding of it through Jim Kettner and Blaine and DeSantis and those guys was because I think, I could be trusted not to do anything stupid and, to work with them and be a professional. And it was kind of the kind of thing where ECWA and PCW were kind of unofficial developmental territories. So yes, in that period in the 90s where we were lucky enough to get the WWF talent, it was my understanding that I was kind of particularly used to work with those guys to just kind of, I guess, teach them, some of the psychology and stuff because a guy like, Andrew Martin, God rest his soul, great guy. But he was signed before he ever wrestled. So, they had to learn some stuff about just performing in front of the crowd. Christian Cage and Edge had more experience than he did. But they were just, so natural. It was just unbelievable. So you see these guys as they come up and then you work with them and then they surpass you. And then, you kind of see like Edge always remained Edge, Adam Copeland. He always remained very down to earth, I thought. And I thought Christian did too. Christian is more of an intense personality sort of, but it was just great being able to work with such a wide spectrum of guys. And I was working at a time where that could happen because a lot of times now young talent doesn't get the chance to work with top names like that. So I felt really lucky to be able to work with names when I was coming up, but then to be a guy to help those, guys along. But it was great. It was great. And they were all fantastic, obviously.
So a couple ECWA questions, one for you and then a follow-up. How would you describe ECWA's reputation in the grand scheme of independent wrestling? Because I don't think that it gets enough recognition for what they've done. Obviously, the Super 8 has been around forever, and it's been launched many a career, and it's been a tremendous institution in independent professional wrestling. But how do you feel like ECWA is viewed in the landscape of independent wrestling?
I think, I agree with you that it's underrated for sure when you look at the general impact. Unfortunately, with a lot of fans, if they don't see it on TV, they just don't really care to look into it too much. And I feel like, ECWA, a lot of fans don't know what goes on behind the scenes. In the case of ECWA, it wasn't that it wasn't good enough to have TV. It was that Jim was trying to work for, WWF. And even if you were a small independent, if you declared that you wanted to get television, Vince saw you as a rival, and that was kind of it. So, Jim worked with them, and he didn't do anything, that to rock the boat. And, but yeah, I think because of things like that, the magazines were great to us. But yeah, I think a lot of these promotions like ECWA don't get the credit that they deserve because they weren't televised. There's a lot of wrestling that's great that goes on. The fans just don't get to see it, at least from my era. Now with YouTube and everything, I think it's a lot easier to get your stuff out in front of people. But yeah, I would love to see. I'm thrilled that there's a documentary out on the ECWA, and anything. I would love to see the legacy just keep going. The Super 8's been an institution for years, and boy, has that elevated some folks too. So, especially not knocking anybody else, but Jim is one of the greatest wrestling minds I've ever had the chance to work with. So. Under him, especially in the 90s, it was a hot promotion.
Yeah.
So, it really was in all the magazines and, great crowds, hot crowds and sellouts and everything. It was thrilling. Yeah. So, but I'm glad it's finally remembered.
And are you up to date? Are you current? Do you follow some of the young guys like the Leo Sparrows of the world, the Darius Carters of the world?
Yeah, I do try to, because there's a lot of really great talent out there. It's kind of a shame with the independents way back, in my day. It was, back then you had to have a license and you had to write commissions and all these rules and things. And independent wrestling, I feel like its reputation has gone downhill to the point where it's kind of considered just a notch above the backyard sometimes. But there's a lot of great wrestling and really good, solid promotions out there that I do try to follow. And ECWA is one that I know they just had their Super 8. So yeah, I do try to keep an eye on the young guys because some of them are so good.
And we're on the line with the madman from the Badlands, the Maniac, Glen Osbourne. He'll be at Rasselcon and TWA One and Done May 3rd at the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia. Get your tickets at 2300arena.com. Rasselcon's in the afternoon. You can meet Glenn. You can meet Ric Flair. You can meet Tessa Blanchard. There's a ton of people. And then you stay.
It's going to be a wide array. Yes, definitely a wide variety of people. It's going to be great.
And then you stay for the wrestling One and Done at night. They're going to raise the banner with Joe Goodhart's name on it. And it's just going to be a great time. Here's something fun, Glenn, that I just found looking through your cage match. It's going to hurt the soul of Handsome Kevin, and nothing makes me more happier.
I saw this one.
Glen Osbourne has a victory over Larry Zbyszko. What?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my Lord. Yeah, Larry Zbyszko is just, I don't know if you guys have had a chance to talk to him. It's just a class act.
I believe it.
Humble, great. I worked with him a bunch of times. And that night, I think the one you're talking about was in 2007. And we were just chatting outside. It was a summer night, and we were hanging out back, and I got to chat with him and just shoot the breeze with him for, had to be a half hour anyway. And boy, some of the biggest stars that I've gotten to meet and work with have been the nicest guys in the world. And I definitely have to put Larry up there. So
that doesn't shock me at all. That part doesn't shock me. The fact that you went over on him shocks me.
Well, he's all about putting, Buddy Landell was like that. The guys that they were all about getting, to the young guy, to Larry, I was a younger guy, but they were all about getting other guys over and getting their shine. So I was the heel and I did it by nefarious means. But the
That's
fact
what I was going to ask. You cheat?
but
You
yeah,
cheated.
but the fact that it was one of those moments like I'm pinning Larry and I'm thinking to myself, I'm pinning Larry Zbyszko. It was surreal.
So it was a summer night. Tell me more. Tell me more.
It was. It was. But and he was so generous in the ring. A lot of those guys are when they want to give back. So, they'll bump for you and work with. It's great. It's so yeah. Again, I'm probably kind of boring to interview because I pretty much like everybody that I've come into. I've had issue with very few people in wrestling. I've been very fortunate, I think.
Well, the good news for you, Glenn, we're not in this to get dirt. We just like bullshitting with you guys. Like,
oh yeah,
we're lifelong. We're not looking for the headlines. If something comes up, it comes up. But we're not fishing. A lot. So big here in the Northeast. You worked a ton in New Jersey, and then in 1999, you had an opportunity to do a dark match at WWF. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, that was really cool. As far as if you're going to talk about doing something on like a national stage, that's the closest I got was doing a dark match. We were right before Raw in 1999. It was me and J.R. Ryder, who was a student of mine, but also went out to make a good name for himself. So we got booked up there. He actually got us booked up there. He was doing some work for them, a lot of like dark matches and stuff. I had done dark matches and fill-in stuff for them before. And so it was cool to get up there, but that was a real rush, because you get out before that kind of a crowd. Yeah. And that was at the Meadowlands. So when we were there, it was Continental Airlines Arena. I think it's something else now, but that was awesome. And they said to us, Tom Pritchard was our agent or producer or whatever for our match. And they said, just go out there and just work until we weren't given a time limit. Just go out and work until the ref tells you to take it home. And then, so that's what we did. And he said, they're not going to know you. So you probably won't get any reaction or they'll boo you. So don't let that bother you. Yeah, whatever. So we go out and we got reaction out of them. They were into the match. And when we came back, one of the greatest compliments I feel I've ever gotten, Tom Pritchard came over to us and said, "Hey guys, great match." And I was like, I almost hit the floor. So that was a thrill, Another great guy, trainer to the stars.
Yeah, and we,
great.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
handsome Kevin,
super nice,
loves everybody. You look, handsome Kevin, hand job. You look at the jacked card that night, like. The other dark match, Kurt Angle, Ace Darling. Ace Darling is a New Jersey guy. And then the Inferno Kid got to work jacked against Gangrel. So I think, we all grew up in this area going to a lot of independent shows, which is why you stick with us so much. And then there's a lot of names that you worked with too. So it's always fun to go back and look at this. And Tony's not here, but he trained at Gino Caruso's and ECPW. So we're familiar with the Judas Youngs and the Billy Reals.
Oh, yeah.
And
Very cool. We used to mix up a lot with we'd all work for Tommy Fierro, who's another just great guy. And I'd see all those guys. It was kind of like, there were groups of guys and we just traveled all up and down, the East Coast or the Mid-Atlantic, wherever it was. And, you'd go work in Delaware and I'd see Ace, and then I'd go to Philly and there'd be Ace. And then I'd go to where, up further there he'd be, so there was like crews of us in Devon Storm and, and we all kind of were, in the locker room, Lance Diamond. So there were crews of us that traveled around pretty much. So that was pretty cool.
It is fascinating to look again. For people not familiar with Glen Osbourne, like go look up his cage match. I'm sure you can find some of his matches on YouTube, but like 2000, like here you are in a 4-way dance and tag team action working with fucking Mark and Jay Briscoe.
Yeah. That was, we actually, I was actually their trainer and at ECWA's WrestleTech in 99, I guess it was. Their original trainers were myself and Eddie Valentine. and we worked with them down at that was Jim and Blaine's wrestling school. So we trained them, and then they started in ECWA, and then went on. Then they left. I left around 2001. I guess they left around the same time. But yeah, so they were great. I remember them trying out, coming in as just little kids, short hair. They wore wrestling singlets, like red and black singlets. They were like really thin. They were muscular but really thin and really pale and just young guys. But you could tell right away. I mean, they had the best attitudes and just were like sponges. They just picked everything up so easily. They were such naturals, and they worked really hard. When I had my time with them when I was training them, obviously after our time together, they went on. People train you, but then you go out and learn so much more from other people everywhere else. So
Right.
That's why I say I was their first trainer, because they learned from so many more people than me after that. But yeah, so watching them come up in wrestling was really, really a thrill. And of course, Jay's passing was, a hard blow for everybody.
Yeah, heartbreaking. Let me ask you this. So you're doing a lot of stuff, ECWA, ISPW.
Mm-hmm.
How do you end up in CZW, and how do you get talked into a barbed wire ropes lumberjack strap match?
Well, I was looking to do something a little bit different. I was kind of feeling stale where in the promotions that I had been in, and I had an opportunity. Really, I went there because they had TV, to be quite honest, because I was getting long in the tooth already, and I had only had a little TV. That was hard. Like in my day, like I said, it was magazines or TV or nothing. So they had TV at the time, and I was looking to do something different. And so my friend Eddie Valentine, again, he hooked me up with Zandig and talked about, doing a program together. So I came in. I was heavily injured when I came into that for that run. I had really, really like destroyed my neck during a heavy shoulder workout, and my left arm and neck were all effed up. So that was not fun doing that. I was only there for like 6 months, I think. It just wasn't my, it just wasn't my scene. But the TV was a good boost. It actually did help for a bit. So I was definitely appreciative for that, and they were cool guys. But again, it wasn't really my style. I was trained more in the traditional. I like doing hardcore, but to me, hardcore is a cage or barbed wire, but like old school barbed wire, like a Dusty Tully barbed wire, that type of thing, where it's, it's more about getting your opponent to the barbed wire than just slicing each other up, that kind of stuff. That stuff's good. But that level of hardcore, again, I'm not saying anything bad about it. It just really wasn't my speed. So I was more of a tackle drop down, hip talk, that kind of background. So
is there anything about the TWA that fans like even like the most diehard ECW Eastern Championship TWA fans follow? Is there anything that they don't know about TWA? Something that may surprise some people?
That's a good question. I think probably similar to ECWA. I think the fans may not really fully understand the caliber of talent, not only on the big shows, but Joel ran a lot actually back then, and we could be working at the FOP hall in Philly in front of, I don't know, a couple hundred people, and Paul Orndorff was in the main event, or Buddy Landell. Every show from the big ones to the smaller ones, almost all of them, he had one or two big names on. Pardon me. So I don't know if the fans know how deep that really went, how committed to bringing in names and really putting on the best shows possible. That might surprise people. I know everyone knows that the big shows, the big quarterly shows, they remember them. but that there were so many other shows out there that I don't even know if some of them got videotaped or not, all over the place. So I kind of feel like it was not a territory truly, but the way it was kind of run around the Philly area, it kind of had a little bit of that feel. Some of the independents back then had a little bit of that feel, I think. So, but probably nothing earth shaking that I can really think of. It was just a great promotion. And I'm really thrilled to see it getting the spotlight it deserves now, from everybody and from, guys like yourself. And you guys clearly, I got to say, I'm very impressed. You guys really know a lot. I mean, I'm so obscure. It's like, everything. It's crazy. Like in the big wrestling world, and you guys know so much. You're so well schooled on all this.
Well, we're older, like we're older guys, so we're from like the after magazines. And if you were, I mean, where me and Kevin are, like if you're driving up Bloomfield Avenue or Eagle Rock Avenue and someone throws a poster on a telephone sign, telephone pole, and it says wrestling, we're there. We don't care who's there. We go. And then
I was always like that. Yep, absolutely, because you love it. That's great. That's great.
So you had a bunch of different tag team partners in the 90s. Derek Domino is one name that sticks out. Yes. I love the fucking Misfits. Him and Harley Lewis.
Oh yeah,
were awesome.
I agree completely.
That's like a tag team. Like you think back to the 90s. Like, should they have been bigger than they were?
I think, yeah. I mean, as far as just look and work ability, pardon me, in the ring. I love those guys. I loved working with them. They were great to travel with. I teamed with Domino. We were called the Natural Born Killers. And then after that, I went off on my own. And shortly thereafter, he and Harley, we actually had done a few 6-mans together for Dennis, I believe, Carluzzo. I'm pretty sure. And then they did their Misfits thing, which was great, And yeah, I don't know how much, like, I always hated flying, hated it. And from what I know, Domino did too. And I don't know, maybe maybe he just didn't feel like traveling all. Harley, I know, went all over the place, Japan and Puerto Rico and other places. But yeah, I could have absolutely seen them getting bigger than they were, for sure. They were great workers too.
Yeah, I love the Misfits. That Harley, I'm Facebook friends with Harley Lewis. He's a fucking maniac.
Yeah, he's great. I love his. I love his insights into things. He's hilarious. So,
have you stayed in contact with a bunch of these guys over the years?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. Facebook, I got to tell you, I was late. I was reticent coming. I didn't get on it till 2012, but that's all I'm on social media wise. But I think it's great, for keeping people in your, as I call it, in your orbit, keeping your wrestling brothers and sisters, kind of close that way. You stay in touch really well. And that was one thing that I had really missed after getting out of it, was just, hanging out and being with everybody. And, it's a community. And once you're there, you guys know, it gets in your blood and it doesn't leave.
And feel free to not comment or not want to talk about this, but you spent a lot of time with Rock and Rebel. Is that a heartbreaking situation for you?
Oh yeah, that was that really sent me on that really knocked me for a loop, because yeah, we had a tag team, a successful tag team in the mid-90s, and I knew him from wrestling school, from TWA, and I always knew he was just a weird guy. He was really intense. I heard Shane Douglas on a podcast say that, and he was very right. Very oddly intense and kind of, and just weird a little bit. But I never thought in a million years that he would do what he wound up doing. And I had known him and his wife since the beginning in wrestling, 20 some odd years at that point, 25. And That sent me into a big depression. I couldn't believe that had happened, and that was a huge blow. I couldn't believe I hadn't seen him in 5 years, but I was so shocked. I mean, I was so shocked, and I was so saddened, and what a horrible situation. Um, so yeah, that one hit really, really hard because I had traveled with him a lot with our team. I ended up dissolving the team because his behavior over time. I said on Bay's podcast, he had started really getting a little stalkerish with me, and I knew it was time to take a step back. And then I'd see him on independent shows over the years, and we were always cool with each other. But then I had seen him last in 2013, and then 5 years later, I'd heard about what happened. So yeah, that was tough for everybody, not just me. Certainly, my God, I mean, me least of all, the families and all the guys and girls in the business. That was rough. What did you guys think? That must have been,
yeah. Why?
shocking.
It's why anytime a story like that comes out in the wrestling community, it's heartbreaking. It's wild.
Wrestling or not, it's like it's mind blowing.
It's well, and I think that maybe years of steroid abuse, and I don't know if there was CTE involved with that. Probably not. He was kind of off to begin with, but I know that there were times where he was a heavy steroid user. So I think that over time can really F with your brain.
Yeah. Were you surprised to see that as part of the Dark Side of the Ring series?
I guess not, because it's so dark. I mean, that's really, and all the details about the kids and everything, I'm sure. So,
right.
I mean, yeah, that's gruesome. No, I'm really not surprised.
Let's get away from the gruesome and the dark.
Yeah. Thanks,
TWA
bring down. Go ahead.
I'm good at that. Don't worry. But I transition well. TWA One and Done May 3rd and Rasselcon. Is there somebody you are most excited to see that weekend in Philadelphia?
I don't think that I'll get a little more specific. There's not anyone there I think I'm not excited to see. There's so many people that I haven't seen in quite a while, and like years and years. So I'm looking really forward to seeing everybody. In particular, Manny Fernandez has been a longtime friend and mentor of mine, and we were on a podcast together a few months ago, but I haven't seen him in person in a long time, and he's going to be there at the con and then doing a referee thing that night. So I'm looking really forward to seeing Manny again. All the TWA guys. I haven't seen Sandman in years. I'm looking forward to seeing him. Very forward to seeing him.
You're like, hey, yo, Maniac.
You know what? And I was saying to someone earlier, for all his bombast and loudness, though, he's like the sweetest guy. He was always so nice to me, and he's another one. People have been out of touch. He's been out of touch for years, but if JT Smith happened to show up, I would be over the moon about that. He's just one of the best people I've ever met, wrestling or not, just a good human being. Jimmy Giannetti, Donnie Allen, all the TWA guys, and all the people I haven't met yet. There's a ton of people that are going to be working that I haven't met. Like, I haven't met Tessa Blanchard or God, Ric Flair, for God's sake. So I'm looking very forward to all that stuff. I see Tully has now been signed, so that's really cool.
Nice. We are just a few weeks away. If you had to shill one last time, right? This is your final shill, your final push to get people in the building for TWA on May 3rd. What would you tell them?
I would say history is going to be made. History is going to come back to life one more time in Philadelphia. And if you respect the history of wrestling, or if you're a fan of ECW or any of the offshoots of ECW or any of the wrestlers or promotions that it inspired over the years, then you owe it to yourself to come down to TWA One and Done and watch us do it all one more time.
Beautiful.
Man,
Yeah,
Glenn,
it's
this
gonna
was
be
a
great.
this was a blast, man. Anytime you want to come back on and shoot the breeze,
Oh, thanks,
Uh,
guys.
we'd
Yeah,
love
this
that.
was a lot of fun. Bay was right.
Don't. I mean,
Yeah, I
we
won't
didn't
give
even
him a big
mention you are
head,
the,
though.
the second ECW TV champion in the history of the.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
ECW.
surprisingly somehow, I don't know, got like Tame Wizard's interview. Like I don't know how that happened.
Oh my god.
Oh my God, Glenn! I gotta ask.
Oh, here we
ask.
go.
Oh yeah, don't forget
I can't because I ask every guest. I don't care how big, how small you've
how
been to the
woman.
top. Women, men, midgets. I don't care. When was the last time you shit your pants?
Oh my god. I don't know, when I was an infant, probably.
Wow. Look at this guy.
I don't remember it, that's for sure.
All
Do
right, you
people-
know what? There's been a couple people who have had the same answer as you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm assuming. Never on a backdrop or anything, thank
Yeah.
God.
No pun intended.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
You never had a
Um,
fart that turned into a shart.
Oh God, no. Thank God, no. I try to, have more control if I can.
Yeah, but
Try-
sometimes you have a gas station burrito and then there's no control.
Yeah, you have to quick step it than you do, but yeah, so
Or
stay away
stop
from
it.
that, especially gas station sushi. Stay away from that stuff.
Sometimes you just got to stop and get your book in those 4 seconds. Cost
Yeah,
you.
exactly. Oh man. Well,
Uh,
yeah, this
Glenn-
is going to be a great event, and hopefully, are you guys going to get beat to be able to go?
I will not be there. Joe Goodhart broke my balls about it. He can eat his shit. All right, I'm
He's good at
working.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I broke his balls back. I hope I hope
Nice.
all his Philadelphia Phillies shit burns. I work on a food truck, and it's actually a very busy weekend for me. So unfortunately, I will not
yeah.
be there.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Those food trucks are awesome. They're like coming up all over the place, man.
Awesome.
Good.
Thank you, Glenn. I
Take that
appreciate
money where
that.
you can.
Glenn
Yeah.
Osbourne understands, not that money mark Joe Goodhart. He's not here to defend himself. so-
Yeah, right. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Yeah, well, it's going to be a great night. So I'm sure it'll be out on video and whatnot. So,
Nice.
but yeah.
Well, Glenn, thank you for taking time out of your busy Monday night. Good luck on the 3rd. Enjoy yourself. And, we'd love to touch base with you and maybe get you back on in the future.
Thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate it. This has been a lot of fun. And yeah, I'd love to come back on sometime. Just, you can either get in touch with me or through Bay or whatever, and just let me know. It's a lot of
We'll
fun.
go old school East Coast wrestling. We'll get you. We'll get Crowbar.
There you go.
Well, like a
Maybe
whole
Ace.
Ooh,
Yeah.
like a panel discussion.
Yeah, like
Ooh, I
a
like that.
Yeah, there you go.
little
That'd
round
be
table
cool.
action.
Yeah, there you go. That'd be awesome. Awesome. Very cool. Well, thank you again, guys.
You can.
Glenn,
I
thank you
will-
so much. Enjoy
Thanks
the
a
rest
lot,
of the
Glenn.
night. We'll talk soon.
Thank you. Talk to you soon.
All right, the Maniac, Glen Osbourne.
That was dope.
That was awesome.
That was a lot of fun. Did he leave? Did he leave? Okay. I didn't want to kick him out before. Yeah, I guess you're right, KJ. You tame wizards, huh?
Yeah, we were very polite and very intellectual with our questions.
He's got a voice though that it almost makes you feel like you need to
I see what you're saying.
bring up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's got an audio book voice. If that was what he did, I would didn't matter the book. I would listen to it. He's got a good voice.
I wonder if it's because we couldn't see him. I wonder if that had anything to do with it.
Maybe.
That could
We
be.
didn't know what his reactions were going to be to the questions, so we just kept it dialed down a little bit.
Yeah, he also censored himself, which I thought was weird.
Wow.
Why would he do that?
He said the F. He didn't say fuck.
Maybe he's not that guy.
Well, that's
Could
true.
be.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh boys, by the way, I almost had a story with the related to your last question.
Oh, your machine.
I was gonna say. Oh, I thought you were gonna come out and like, who was it, Bay or was it Joel on, and you were booking the hotel. I thought that was gonna be the story.
No, Blue Meanie has nothing to do with this one.
Are you going Polaco on your trip to Rasselcon there, KJG?
No, boy, it was close. It was on Thursday after I saw Tony. My stomach just was in a bad place, and I'm coming from Lyndhurst to West Orange. That's like a good like half hour, 40. So Matt, here what the key word is, it made porcelain again.
What?
So I avoided the story part of it. Like the record is still intact, but oof, the porcelain was hit hard.
Were you not able to lean back on the toilet there, or
it didn't wait for me to sit? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so
Tony
was you landing from 3-point range? Is that what you're telling me, Kate?
Yeah. It was like the first part of the alley oop. Like, you know what I mean? Then it became an alley poop.
You know what this is? This is a bag of shit right here.
Oh,
well, at least you made it.
Yeah, it was the closest I've ever, like, other than not remembering the one at the hotel that Blue Meanie bailed on. That's the closest I ever want to be to that again.
Now, look, I'm not going to let you get away. HK does bring up a salient point.
Thank you, Double T.
Which one?
You told Joe Goodhart you were going to book a hotel.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, there's no chance I'm going to
that. You know what? I appreciate the honesty.
In the moment, I was really excited about it, but then like I woke up the next day, I'm like, dude, you're not doing this.
You know what? I'm glad you didn't Polaco it. I'm glad you didn't commit to it this week and when we had Tony Stetson on, and then the Monday after, you're like, I didn't go.
He committed to Joel. He definitely is Polacoing it.
Joel Goodhart doesn't
He's
know
not paying me for anything.
Yeah.
You said you'd be there.
Hey, listen, we still got like what, a month and a half before this show.
Oh, don't you do that.
Well, what is this? The show's happening next year, right? That's right.
Yeah.
No.
2 days before, go radio silent.
All right, we're gonna talk AEW, we're gonna talk WWE, Dark Side Talk, homework. We gotta do all that.
That's right.
But first we gotta do the thing. Oh shit, what did I do? Fuck this.
Back after that. Back after this.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if this works.
That's the gimmick.
That's the gimmick. The old gimmicky.
Gimmick.
Every week to listen to the Shining Wizards. Here are some other ways in which you can support the show. If you shop on Amazon, visit amazon.shiningwizards.com and shop the way you always do. You'll pay the same low prices, and a portion of your purchase will help support the show. If you'd like to buy a Shining Wizards t-shirt, visit merch.shiningwizards.com to visit our pro wrestling tee store, and select from over a dozen great designs. You can also become a Patreon supporter at patreon.shiningwizards.com, where we offer bonus content, producer credits, special legend shows where you participate in the show, and so much more. Continue to listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts and watch the show live on social media. Don't forget to like, rate, review, and subscribe. Your continued support helps us to keep bringing you the best in professional wrestling podcasting.
It's time for your weekly lineup of shows on the Shining Wizards Network. On Mondays, it's the latest from Gorilla Brain, featuring the Year of Duke and Rogue, covering a year's worth of classic wrestling, and the Tots Pod, introducing the world to wrestling action figure collecting. Also on Mondays, it's 30 Screams or Less, a weekly review of horror movies in 30 minutes or less. On Tuesdays, it's the Shining Wizards, covering everything in the world of pro wrestling. On Wednesdays, it's the Mark Order Podcast, keeping you up to date on everything AEW. On Fridays, it's Horns Up, as Radioactive Metal brings you everything in the world of heavy metal music. On Saturdays, it's the ROH Revelry, covering everything in the history of Ring of Honor. And on Sundays, it's the Inconclusive Breakdown, featuring weekly top 10 drafts and keeping you up to date on everything happening in the world. The Shining Wizards Network is also the home to other great shows, like the Brocast, your watch-along podcast from Down Under, featuring some of the greatest matches and movies in history. Turnbuckle throwbacks, paying homage to the greatest shows in the history of pro wrestling. Wrestling Night in Canada, a focus on wrestling with a north of the border spin. And Going Underground, a show that takes you back through the history of Lucha Underground. Enjoy all of the amazing shows on the Shining Wizards Network, available wherever you listen to podcasts and at shiningwizardsnetwork.com. It's the Shining Wizards Network, entertainment here.
You ever find yourself in the men's room and you've had one windjammer that's stuck in your butthole and it just doesn't want to come out no matter how hard you push or try to cut it? You need to get yourself a pair of turd tongs. With a comfort tip and a cushion grip, it's the easiest way to get those windjammers out of your butthole. And if you act now, you can get the bonus butt scraper absolutely free. Get a set for your car, put a set in the office, have one in each bathroom in your home. Turd tongs and the butt scraper will absolutely help you. You'll be so happy, you'll want to spend every waking moment in the men's room, even if you don't have to go to the bathroom. So get on the phone right now. Call 551-333-1030 for only $19.95 plus $3 shipping and handling, or send check or money order to Turd Tongs at the address on your screen.
And welcome back, everybody. Special thanks again to the Maniac, Glen Osbourne, for joining us. All right, this is going better than I expected. I really don't like when I have to do all this video stuff.
Oh, you're doing a hell of a job.
It makes me nervous. I'll tell you what's annoying. I put all the videos in the StreamYard this afternoon, but once I left the studio, it all disappeared. So when I logged in at 6:45, I had to put it all back in there. Again, 2300arena.com for tickets. May 3rd. Look, if you're going to go to Ring of Honor on May 2nd, like all 6 of you, the next day, just drive over the bridge. Just go to Philadelphia to Rasselcon. It'll be fun. A lot more fun than Ring of Honor.
Maybe if you're going to Ring of Honor, you drive off a bridge.
That's a fucking great point, man. Great point. Great point. Props to Brundo for still putting the Ring of Honor results.
It's interesting every week.
And look, like this is how I keep up on Ring of Honor. Like Proving Ground title match, Bandito, Jay Lethal. Like,
yeah, the champion was actually on Ring of Honor last week.
Wait, Jay Lethal's still
wrestling.
Jay Lethal's still there?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. So is Preston Vance.
Yeah, that's the frat club, baby.
That's right. But I don't know. Like that's Bandito, Jay Lethal should be kind of like a match you kind of like really promote. And I didn't really see
main event anything.
I didn't really see it anywhere.
Well, if Beast Mortos and Orange Cassidy can main event a Dynamite, I think maybe we're doing something wrong here.
Wasn't Beast Mortos just in a match on Dynamite, like an 8-man tag?
With
like the most random a collection of fucking douches.
Yes. Yeah, it was some weird $400,000 gimmick. God,
out of fucking nowhere, too.
And who picks $400,000? That's what I want to know. $400,000 was their gimmick.
$100,000 for every winner.
That's what. Okay. Now it makes more sense. When I saw that, I was like, what the fuck?
Dude,
who lands on 4? Go to 5, right? Go to 5.
Brundo, which one of these people does not belong in this tag team? Brundo, listen to this.
All right.
Ricochet, Action Andretti, Leo Rush, Beast freaking Mortos.
Definitely Leo Rush.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
He sucks.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. There was I did see a video of Mark Briscoe this morning hitting, I think it's like cantaloupes or fruit with a golf club. And his thing was like, oh, the price of fruit is up, but I got $100K I could burn on this shit.
So it just spits in the face of everyone that
That's Mark Briscoe, so he can do no wrong.
Mark, yes, bro, he is a national treasure, Mark Briscoe.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, but that's not like him, no. My man grew up struggling, and now he's coming out here wasting food like that.
I mean, maybe he was making feed for his chickens. I don't know. The chickens eat melons. You smash
Good
them up.
point.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good one. God bless him.
You know what? The man wades around in chicken shit all day. You smash as many melons as you want, Mark.
I don't know how one relates to the other, but
I mean, his job. He's a chicken farmer. He's not just a professional wrestler.
yeah, but it doesn't mean that you don't waste chickens, do you?
Oh, I don't know what happens. I don't know what fucking goes on at a chicken farm.
So you're saying he's like the modern day Henry O. Godwin?
More or
The
less.
second Godwin reference we got today.
Maybe that's us. We should reach out to Henry Godwin.
It's
That's
Kismet.
a guy I like.
Does he like a lot of our stuff? He likes a lot of the stuff that I post, which I don't post anymore. But
Wasn't he on once?
Yeah, he was on.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he was on. He was awesome.
we should see if we can get both him and Pig
Pig? I would love to talk to Pig.
at the same time.
Chef Pig now.
Yeah.
I've been called that before.
Not just when you're singing, right?
Exactly. All right, so look, let's talk a little AEW before, because WrestleMania is this week. It's huge. I mean, there's
That's the
fucking
talk of the town.
there's AEW is Wednesday and Thursday this week. TNA is running a live. They're running TV and then they're special, right?
Wait, what?
I think they're doing TV and then the what's it called? Emergence or
Resurgence.
like I think TNA Impact.
Oh no, Rebellion. Rebellion.
Yeah. Resurgence was NW or New Japan. That's right.
Rebellion is the 27th. They're doing a live
Unbreakable.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's Thursday.
So, but I think there's also like TNA episode 8 to 10, and then Unbreakable is live from 10 to whenever. Yeah, TNA Unbreakable is 10 o'clock.
Left my stupid notes at work. So
there's a shit, and then fucking Friday, everybody in their fucking you got SmackDown, you got the Hall of Fame, you got the Collective. It's crazy. It's a crazy week.
On the Hall of Fame front, do we think that Sting makes an appearance even though he's not inducting Luger?
Yes.
You think they bring him out?
Yes.
As like a surprise? Yeah.
Yes.
Anyone else?
Yes.
I think he'll be in the crowd.
Do you think they even show him
being out there?
Do you think they'd pull what they did for Sting's last match with Luger? You can go there, but you can't be seen on TV. Do they do one of those things?
I feel like I heard somebody say that he's got the green light from Tony Khan.
Oh, I didn't know that. All right, if that's the case,
I could be misinformed, but I'll do some research real fast.
I don't know. I think he's one of those things like, you know how like whenever like one of the Clique got inducted, they all came out like at the end. Like I wonder if that's gonna be one of those things where like after DDP makes his speech, Sting comes out and like the three of them, triple hug and kiss and make out and all that stuff.
Well, according to AI, it says no, he did not get the green light.
Oh no.
Tony Khan has said he'd be open to discussing the possibility of Sting inducting Lex Luger into the Hall of Fame. Khan has stated he hasn't received a request from either Sting or WWE about the matter.
Interesting.
Thanks, AI. You creep.
So that AI was just referring to inducting him. I'm wondering if he just shows up.
Well, you never know. You're gonna have to watch the HOF on Friday night.
It's Good Friday.
Good Friday, yeah. Good song too by the Black Crowes.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I watched AEW, I watched Dynamite, I watched Collision. I wanted to see the fallout from Dynasty.
That's right.
Okay, so we made reference to the 8-man. I mean, look, I get that you want to have Ospreay and Mike Bailey and Ricochet on TV, but like, I don't know, man. I didn't give a flying fuck about this match.
It was good when it was on, but
but again, like we just came out of Dynasty. Like I would rather have seen Mike Bailey against Ricochet.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about Beast Mortis. I don't give a shit about the crew. I also don't care about Kevin Knight because he's leaving to go do Best of the Super Juniors in like a month.
It's a good point.
He said it was going to be his last one too, right?
Yeah, he's because he's going to bulk up. He said he's going to try and be a heavyweight.
Dude.
I don't know. Like, I'm so done with the fucking Death Riders. I just
now Pac is hurt.
But he's like what's a good comp to Pac? Like, who is somebody who is like late stages like Dolph Ziggler,
Bryan Danielson, that gets hurt all the time?
He always gets hurt.
Ahmed Johnson.
Jesus
Christ. Ahmed Johnson should have been a world champion.
Dolph Ziggler, did Dolph get hurt? Dolph didn't get hurt all that much.
When he got that run where he cashed in, didn't that title reign end because he was hurt?
No, yeah, he got the concussion.
I just thought that
Del Rio gave him a concussion.
Stupid. Oh, I didn't know that he got hurt for that.
Yeah.
But that was one. But for the most part, he's been pretty consistent. I would, if there's a comp for Pac, it would probably be Bryan Danielson's always hurt. CM Punk gets hurt a lot.
Oh yeah, he does because he's older.
Even though he's been pretty healthy lately, but he doesn't wrestle nearly as much as he used to.
But anyway, the guy's hurt again.
Yeah.
Dakota Kai. Every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris Statlander Thunder Rosa was fine. But man,
Yeah.
they move in the women, like there's such I feel like there's such a talent disconnect from the top to like the middle. Like they just move in fucking slow motion. Like some of the moves, like you can, as a fan watching, like it's so telegraphed. Like when you have to stand there with your arm out for somebody to do like the ring around the rosy, like
the crucifix type.
Yeah, it's just, and it's not fluid and it's clunky. And I noticed it a lot in the Statlander Rosa match, and I noticed it in the Jamie Hayter Billy Starks match.
Collision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, and I don't know if it's because it's like a catch-22, right? You go out and you work the indies, but if you get fucking hurt, you're fucked. And there's no like AEW PC. So like, where are they getting their reps in?
I don't know, Beyond.
Not anymore.
Chaotic.
Well, I the last 2 weekends, I know Darius was in Minnesota. Darius Martin working he was in the locker rooms that I was in. So, but like that, like to your point, like without a PC and without that schedule, or always being, you know what I mean, like always having that ability to perform. I don't know how many guys are going to the shows early and getting in ring time or anything. Like I have no idea.
Yeah, but we're also not talking about rookies here. Like Statlander and Thunder Rosa have been around for a long time.
Doesn't that make it worse then?
If Matt's opinion is shared by the masses, then yes. But I don't know that it is, with all due respect. I just don't know whether or not that's the case.
It might not be. I felt like you watch Megan Bayne and Tony Storm. Like Megan Bayne's very green, but like it was a good match. Megan Bayne squashing Little Mean Caitlyn and the other girl, like it was fine. I think like some of these women matches, like they try and do more than they can, and it just doesn't look good. It's not fluid.
Speaking of women's matches, did you guys see the video from was it LFG, the A&E show, Legends and Future Greats? That finisher from that woman.
Yep. Yeah.
Matt, you gotta watch that.
All right,
like
send it my way. I don't know what you're talking about, but send it my way. I want to see it.
I will. It's
I definitely want to check it out.
I've never seen a finisher like this ever in my life.
It kind of reminds me of Jeff Cobb's Tour the Islands a little bit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Jeff Cobb, we'll talk about him in a little bit.
It's pretty far out. It's a pretty far out move.
I like a far out move.
A lot better than that Kona Crush that she was doing.
Nothing wrong with Kona Crush.
I love that finish that Kona Crush did. The head vice.
Second it. It looked like it hurt.
Like as a kid, I remember like thinking that was fucking the most insane thing ever.
I picked him in whatever video game he was in. I think it was like Wrestlemania or whatnot.
Right, Rumble.
Every time to do the Kona Crush move.
Yeah.
Loved it.
They did a segment on Dynamite with the learning tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
Okay, fine. But for me, like, okay, Jericho can be upset that they didn't come out, but why doesn't Big Bill be like, you didn't come out for my fucking match? You didn't help me when MJF attacked me. Are we supposed to feel bad for Jericho?
The worst part about it is that he just walked out and they didn't turn on him to at least get over as faces. You know what I mean? Like that was, to me, that's the worst part of the whole fucking thing. Because now he just walks away. Yeah, he just walks away, and leaves these two guys in the ring and gives them fucking nothing. Just gives them nothing. He smashes shit, yells at, and fucking walks away. And here's Big Bill, who for like a good, I want to say like 2 months, seemed like he was gonna be in a position where they could get behind him and push him. And Jericho just walks away and it's fucking flat. Annoyed the shit out of me.
He's gone for a month too. He's going on one of his fucking Fozzy tours too. So they're gonna be sitting there holding their dicks for a month.
Good. I hope he goes skiing with John Denver.
No. Wait, John Denver didn't go skiing.
Sonny Bono.
That's
Sonny
what
Bono.
I meant. Yeah, flying with John Denver. Is that what it is? Yeah.
Denver, yeah.
Same
Let me
difference.
ask you this. What's more ridiculous? That segment or the Hurt Syndicate segment with MJF where MVP asks Shelton Benjamin first what he wants to do, and he gives him the thumbs down.
He gave him sideways thumb first.
Yes, and then he went thumbs down.
Yeah.
Then they go backstage, and Shelton Benjamin's like, he's funny. You just said you didn't want him in the fucking group, and now he's funny, so we're gonna entertain. What the fuck are we doing?
He was funny.
I get it, but why? Bobby Lashley is the one who doesn't want him in the group. So why not in the ring when MVP says all three of us need to agree and Bobby's the first one that says no? Then you go to the back and Shelton goes, he's kind of funny.
Beautiful.
Why is Shelton the one saying no and then saying, but he's kind of funny?
Yep.
It doesn't make any sense.
Maybe he changed his mind.
It's 15 minutes?
Maybe.
Because he slapped his girlfriend on the ass?
I take back a lot of stupid things I say in 15 minutes.
And stop. They gotta stop. Tony Khan, you fucking cocksucker.
That's gonna
Stop
hurt people.
the records. You're not adding value. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit. Anthony Bowens is back. 5-tool player. Great. He's gonna wrestle Blake Christian. He's 7 on a 7-win streak in Ring of Honor. Nobody fucking cares.
I said this how many years ago?
I know, but
how
it's
many years ago?
Retarded. Megan Bain just annihilated 2 women. Oh, she's 8-1. Why do we need to bring up her fucking record? She just dominated. Just let it sink in. You're not adding any value to anything. None. Kevin Knight, that's his 8th AEW match. Who fucking cares? Mommy thinks I scare the shit out of her when I come up here screaming. It fucking drives me nuts. The Gates of Agony. I don't know where they've been. They smush, fucking smash and burn. And then they're calling out the Hurt Syndicate next week.
That's what they do. They did the same thing with Cool Hand Ange and Daddy Magic.
Those two. You can clearly see the referee digging for the blade. Then you watch him drop it on the fucking ground and step on it. And fucking Wednesday night, Hook threw up in the ring.
I didn't catch that. I was watching. I didn't even catch that. They threw up.
Yeah.
I heard about it, but I didn't see it. I mean, I watched it and didn't see it.
Yeah. It's horrible. It's horrible.
And then you're going to give away Mercedes Moné and Athena. Why is that not the finals?
All right. Here's what I think they're going to do with that. I think Mercedes is going to win, but I think she's going to fuck her over. And then they're going to build towards those two at All In. And then the finals of the Owen Hart is going to be Stat and Monet. And Stat's lost to her a few times. And then Stat finally overcomes her. So she gets the title shot for Toni Storm. And then you still have Monet and Athena for All In. I can see them going that way, but I'm probably going to eat my words.
Stat's going to win the Owen? Who else is?
I could see it. Yeah,
else
I
is
could
in
see
that?
it.
I love Stat, but like I want to see who else. Is
Wait,
in that.
didn't he just
Jamie
announce
Hayter
another
is the other
new
one.
tournament too?
Oh, he announced another fucking belt for Ring of Honor. Like they need
There it
another
is.
fucking belt.
It's a woman's
8
belt.
belts.
Who gives?
8.
All right, I only know this because it was in the notes. Do you know how many times Lee Moriarty has defended the Ring of Honor Pure title since he won it in July of last year?
I'm gonna say like 3.
Double.
6.
5.
6 fucking times.
No, double is 6, KJG.
I know it was a fucking joke.
Oh, gotcha. You must skip math class and an improv class. I'm with you.
That's a fucking Billy Stark.
Yeah, I did sketch comedy. You fucking jerk off. It's like improv, but written and rehearsed.
Here we go.
Billy Starks is
Piece of
wrestling
shit.
on
Get the fuck off my balls.
on fucking Collision, and they're trying to put her over as the first ever Ring of Honor Women's TV champion. I don't know who the fucking Women's Ring of Honor TV champion is right now.
Red Velvet. Thanks, notes.
It's just such a hunk of shit. Now, like FTR are bad guys. Okay, they're gonna beat. They're gonna fuck. They should. I wish they would have fucking Spike Pile drove fucking Tony Schiavone.
That surprised me because of his neck stuff. Like that he actually got physical.
Double T, anything on the Bucks little segment there, little promo? Kenny Omega getting lost in his words, and got anything for that?
I don't care. I don't know. I don't have anything for it. It honestly, if I'm being 100% honest with you, completely fucking tuned out when it was on the TV. And I think part of it is because I am so confident in it not making any sense that I just completely didn't pay attention to it.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. Especially the fact that they're like, it looks like they're building towards him and Moxley. It's like, who gives a shit? I don't want to see
Wait,
that.
who in Moxley?
The Bucks. Like they're going to be at odds at one point.
I mean, that
Like-
at least that kind of makes sense though.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I feel like neither. Who are the fans going to get behind in that one?
not the Bucks.
Not Moxley. So
I don't know. It looks like they're trying to set up Swerve and
Page
against the Bucks.
Yeah.
yeah.
Omega Okada,
Yeah. I'm with you.
Moxley, Osprey. Osprey's got to win the Owen, right?
Osprey
Yeah.
is 100% winning and 100%
Yeah.
winning the belt at all in. There's no doubt in my mind.
I'm with you there.
Like I don't see. So
But what do you
like,
do with Moxley? Well, unless you put him in a 6-man, what do you do with him at the next pay-per-view?
well, he's defending the title now too. The 6-man
this
title. He's hurt.
this week. Yeah.
When's the next show before All In? Is there
Double or nothing.
Double
At
or
the end of
nothing.
May.
Memorial Day weekend.
Ooh.
Which is another thing that it's plastered on the big screen in the arena, but they don't say a word about it. Everything is to promote All In.
Yeah.
What
Ooh,
about
who
Double
does-
or Nothing?
Who does fucking Moxley work at Double or Nothing? Unless he's in, unless to do some sort of like 8-man gimmick or whatever.
Well, people think they're gonna do the Ops.
Yeah, there it is.
They're doing
And-
they're doing it this week though.
No, but I think they're gonna do either War Games or Anarchy in the Arena, and Eddie
Yeah,
Kingston will come back
Oh,
and be with
okay.
the Ops.
Is he? Oh, Eddie's that close to coming back?
He's been out for over a year now. No,
I thought. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
right?
That
When
would
did he
be-
get hurt?
I thought his injury was like one of those ones where like he had
thought
like
it was
2
the
different surgeries.
I thought it was the summer he was hurt.
So what happened? What I thought what had happened with him was that he got hurt, couldn't have the surgery right away, waited to have the first surgery, and then had to have a second surgery later. And then not because that was what was going to have to happen. It wasn't like something changed or anything. It was like the plan was one surgery, then a second surgery, and then I thought it was going to be out for like 2 years.
He got hurt last May.
Okay.
He fucked up his stomach from stress. He's waiting for the results, then back to physical therapy. I got new insurance that cost an arm and a leg. This is from Wrestling Inc. at the end of February. So I don't know.
If anyone's in the chat that can like kind of clear this up, I thought he had 2 surgeries and was going to be gone for like 2 years.
Yeah, the injury to his leg. I didn't think 2 years, but I thought it was going to be a really long time.
But that would be huge if that's possible. God bless.
Yeah.
Let it ride, bro.
I don't know. It's like there was like AR Fox Kevin Knight was good, but like I don't know. It doesn't mean anything. AR Fox loses every time he's on TV. Kevin Knight's the shiny new toy. We get to see who Hangman's wild card is on Wednesday.
We still going with Josh Alexander?
I mean,
that'd be tough though, because who's gonna win that then?
Yeah, because if he's not winning, it's like
unless they continue the Bucks thing and the Bucks fuck him up. And Josh wins.
Josh or Jack Perry?
Oh, it could be Jack Perry.
Yeah, he's been gone for a while on the short ice cream bus.
And now that the Bucks are back and Okada's back in the mix with them, and Jack Perry.
Short ice cream bus is a great line, by the way, Brundo. I have a question. I got a question for you. Double T, is this is Globe Life? Is that where the Rangers play?
Yes.
Okay. Because I just wanted to check and see kind of what they're doing for that setup here. 43,000 seats at Globe Life, right? They set up right now. Is set up looks like just over 18,000, and they've moved about 13,500. What's the motivation in putting your event in a stadium that holds that many to only set up for, you know what I mean? Like that small, you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand.
Maybe they just know like this many people aren't going to come in the States.
Right. And that's what makes it that's a mistake in itself. Like, why go to that stadium? You can easily find, you can find a venue that's a 20,000 seat venue if you can set up for 18 and make it look awesome. Like, are they doing an overhead shot of a fucking stadium that holds that many and you've moved that many? You know what I mean? Like, just like from strictly an ocular like look. Like, tell me, like, is that pleasing to the eye?
Still got time.
Yeah, well, yes, but still with the setup is 18. The place holds 43. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they're setting up for 18. They've sold 13, and the place holds 43.
Well, they've done this, Matt, and I'm sure you know they've done this in like the NCAA, like the Final Four, right? Like they hold at the Alamo Dome, but they cut off half the building because they realize they're not going to get that many people, and they only utilize half the building. So it's been done before. It's not completely uncommon in the sports realm. But I mean, your point is well taken in terms of like looking it through it, like with the lenses.
Right. Like if you like, even you're not going to do a drone shot and show a fucking, I mean, for all that's essentially empty stadium, even if they do sell 18.
So like what they do is like they'll have they'll have it like a divider, right? That'll come out, so it won't look like it's the full building.
Can you do that in an open air stadium?
I don't think it's open air.
You can close the roof too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's a retractable roof.
Right.
So you can literally put like one of those like gym dividers out, like they've done before, like with like drafts and stuff when they have them at the big buildings. They put the divider.
I've worked indie shows that do that. KJG,
Yeah.
That's an indie show move.
But your indie shows don't sit 43,000 people.
No, but neither does their show.
All right, so they don't run 43,000 build seat venue.
No, they don't. And that's like in my mind. I'm like, why wouldn't you just take it to?
But it's my point is that it's not unprecedented that if that's what they are going to do, that it's possible.
Right, but can't you find a college campus stadium?
Yeah, but I think the idea is to make it like feel bigger than it is. Like
Right.
18,000 is nothing to sneeze at.
No,
Right.
no. But if you're running you know what I mean? Like in my mind, if you're running a
Yes.
stadium this big,
But look,
and there was
it's-
like 16 people that showed up to the fucking press announcement.
I wonder if this was when they were they how long ago did they book this, and were they still kind of selling okay, and did
It
they
was
feel like this would be like kind of like an overseas event?
It was a while
but
ago.
in-house?
It was a while.
Yeah, it was a
ago.
while ago. It's I think in the fall sometime last year. Because they mentioned that it's not going to be back in the UK next year. It's going to be in. I think it might even been one of Tony Khan's big announcements. It's been a while for one of those.
Do you remember when they were outside of the fucking stadium holding that little presser, and there was like 16 people that showed up for it?
Don't worry, guys. We're using the divider.
They dropped the big blue thing. That comes
Yeah, this is what we're doing.
Somebody get the janitor. We got to press the button. Only the janitor's got access to the button.
Catering's gonna be on the other side.
It's one of those key buttons.
Jack Perry will fight somebody on the other half of the.
Dude drives in on his
Somebody's
fucking
climbing the
bus.
pegboard on the other side.
Yeah.
Darby.
They're also
have
and Lisa,
We have a
Lisa
Nerf ball pit. Go in there, jump, take your kids, jump in.
Get your ass up the rope and ring the bell.
That's it.
Lisa in
That'll
the chat
start
does-
Kenny Omega match.
Lisa in the chat does point out they will be in town all week too. They're doing Dynamite, Collision, Ring of Honor. I think they're doing Death Before Dishonor in town. Like it's July 12th, and I think you can go. Maybe the idea is you set up for 18-1, and if you see a surge, you could open up more seats.
Like MLW did.
Maybe I don't know. I
They did.
don't know.
Yeah.
You could have
Yeah, but I don't know the reasoning behind it. There's going to be some grandiose setup. It's going to have a big pay-per-view feel. And look, for Texas, it's a win. I'm sure it's during All-Star break or the Rangers are on the road, so nobody's using the fucking stadium, so they don't give a shit. You put fucking, I don't know, you put 10,000 people in there, the Rangers are like this.
Concessions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to just wait and see I think we look at it like we look at WrestleMania. They do these giant shows and SummerSlam, and like they just sell off the name. Like people buy tickets to go before any of the matches are announced. If they announce Will Ospreay against John Moxley and Mercedes Moné against Tony Storm and Okada against Kenny Omega, like that might move tickets. That might make people in the Texas area decide they're gonna fucking go. So
And
I don't know. We'll see.
And imagine like they put Edge and Christian against the Revival one last time for Edge and Christian. Like that could do some damage too. So yeah.
And for no matches announced, 13,663 tickets is not bad.
That sells out any
That's
arena
true,
in
yeah.
our area.
That's true.
The smaller venues work for them. Like it looks better. They could do a little better with this like Collision. Like it sounded like the crowd was fucking dead all night.
Yeah.
Was that in Baltimore too?
That was in Springfield, Massachusetts.
Hand jobs up there.
Tanjob was there?
No, hand jobs up there.
Oh, okay.
Massachusetts people.
Yeah,
Probably went out to Kowloon's after, probably.
So yeah, I don't know.
I wanted to bring one thing up from AEW too. Because Tony mentioned it. The Tony Storm thing at the press conference. Did that bother you, any of you guys? Or are you used to Tony Storm being like that at this point?
I didn't see it.
No, I don't give a shit.
What happened? What did I miss with Tony Storm?
Oh, she read the what's it, a poem, a limerick.
Limerick.
The man from Nantucket whose cock was so big he could suck it. He smiled with a grin as jizz ran down
on his chin. Yeah.
If my ear was a cunt, I would fuck it.
Yeah.
She said that?
She didn't say cunt, she said pussy.
Whatever.
Yeah, but still,
But yeah.
what?
She said
The
that on a press
character.
conference. Yeah.
Oh, mama.
Yeah, it
Limericks are
upset
fun.
it upset old man Tony. I'm sure Handsome Kevin has a fucking
Oh,
problem.
okay. Yeah, that's what he was bitching about. Yeah, that's right. Oh, man.
Right? Do you have a problem with it, Handsome Kevin? Of course you do. What's your fucking issue? What's your issue?
I don't see the fucking need for it.
The fucking guys that want fucking bra and panty matches back are offended by a woman who told a dirty fucking lie.
Never said I was offended. I'm not offended. I said I just don't see the need for it.
It's her fucking character. Her character is off the wall.
Nice.
She says outrageous shit.
Yes.
That was
Good. Good.
wild.
Do you want a limerick you could be offended by?
Oh God, what is this fucking death poetry? Go ahead, Brando.
There once was a man named HK who took a look at Tony and turned gay. They soon became bros. They forgot all the hoes, and now they sit there and peg each other all day.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. That's nice. See what you did there, though, Brundo, is that was like you were crafty with your words, right?
Yes.
You didn't just say vulgar things to say vulgar things. It's well played.
That was the limerick.
No, Brundo's is better.
Do you want me to do? I could do one with vulgar too.
No, you don't need to. You don't need to.
No, I want to hear vulgar the clown one. Do it, Brundo.
You got anything for double T? Do we had some good ones in the chat about double T?
There once was a man named Matt who shit himself while feeding his cat. His stomach started to bubble. He knew he was in troubles. Went into his trousers, went splat.
Oh my God, it's like our own little fucking gross Hemingway. What else you got there? Fuck nuts.
I actually
something
have one
tells
more,
me you did
but it's,
everybody, so you might as well just fucking round them all.
Oh yeah.
There once was a guy named KGG who lost his "Can You Beat" title to me. He could not remember Yoko that caused him to go loco, but Tony still did not agree.
Now, do you have a separate one for Tony, or was Tony
no,
HK the same?
Yeah, they're the same. I probably could come up with a Tony one when he's here next week.
Oh boy, teaser.
Brundo's limericks. That's going to be a segment now.
I like it, Brundo. That's pretty impressive.
I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
You got a little excited for the KJG one. You sounded like me.
Yeah, because he's nervous.
Not nervous.
I'm gonna
Just
beat that
excited
ass
to see
next
your
time we
reaction.
play.
We got to set that up. I'm excited for a rematch.
So hold on, HG, you're just
staying here.
So you're just offended by the vulgar language that Tony Storm used?
Me?
Yeah, I'm
No,
I'm curious.
No.
Your
So
issue with this is.
So I didn't see it, right? But it kind of goes back to that, like it still doesn't feel like they're growing, right? They're still not growing. And I don't know that doing something like this, whether it's in accordance with the character or not, is going to help them bring in any new audience. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what the play is with it for her to do something like that. Like I get her character, like she did the gimmick about everybody toss the keys in the bowl and let's have an orgy, right? She did thunder tits. Like I get that part of the character, but I just don't know if it's like, does that make people want to watch her? Like, does that bring more viewers to you to do something like that? Because I would think that the majority of like common people, not like wrestling fans that are going to go watch AEW either way, I don't think that they're going, oh, she said the fucking Nantucket thing, I'm going to watch now. You know what I mean? I think it's more off-putting than it is drawing. And that's my issue with it. Am I offended with it? No, not offended. I just think it's fucking stupid.
Trying to see. I mean, first of all, it's on one of these pointless,
the
fucking press conferences.
Yeah.
These every AEW, just stop with them. They're fucking stupid.
Yep,
they're fucking waste of time. And I don't give a flying fuck about it, to be perfectly honest with you. I mean, you listen to this podcast, we're a bunch of fucking animals. We're heathens. We say awful shit all day. Like, I think Tony's just picking nits to be that fucking guy. At least HK has he's got a little hole. He shows his work. He says this is why I don't like it. But Tony Khan sits down, he does this thing like they're catering to a specific audience. They're going to be more hardcore. There's going to be more blood. Like they're happy with their 1 million that they're getting between TNT and Max. Like they're happy with that. They're fucking touting all Wednesday and Saturday. This Wednesday we're the longest running weekly wrestling show on Turner Broadcasting Station. That's what they're happy there. They're content. They're content with it.
Wasn't Saturday night weekly? Like, would you not consider that weekly? Because that definitely ran longer than AEW.
Did they say prime time?
Oh, that's true. If they say prime time, then they're right.
Yeah, pretty sure they included prime time in it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and sometimes I think that they like doing this shit drives people away. You know what I mean? Like sometimes doing the fucking nails in the back. Like in my mind, sometimes this is driving people away from wrestling, and if it drives people away, it can't be good in my mind. You know what I mean? Even like I don't think you're drawing casuals in that way, and that's if you have your hardcores, right? You're gonna have them. The casuals is who you want to bring in, and I think that some of the shit that they do pushes the casuals away. And anytime you're pushing anybody away from wrestling, it's in my mind, it's not a good thing. And something like that, and even though it's on a press conference, it's out there, right? It's anything that you do, press conference, anything like that, it's out there. And anything that in my mind will drive somebody away from wrestling can't be good.
It's weird that they do their best numbers when they're not in a normal time spot. And they get the casuals when they get let in by the NBA or the NHL or something like that. And then they do their best numbers. And when they go back, to the normal time slot and they do this stuff, it just doesn't work out. It's very unusual. AEW is still very unusual. Like it's got its place. And I think we have to stop. We have to stop pretending it's something that it's not.
It's becoming TNA, basically what TNA was.
Yeah, but here's where AEW has to be careful. Is because we have way more options now than we did when we had WCW and Monday Night Raw, right?
Or even during the pandemic too.
We have a lot more options. And if I don't want to watch AEW, I can watch TNA on Thursday. I could, stream like Matt does, Triller, GCW. I could, there's so many other options out there right now. So they have to be careful. I mean, to their credit, if they're getting 1 million people watching, I don't care what platform it's on. If they're doing that every week, that's fine. That's fine. And again, it's not the worst show in the world.
No, look, there's good things AEW does, right? Like I watched Dynamite, I watched Collision. There was good wrestling, but I want it to be better. I'm not one of these people who's rooting for AEW fail, but there's shit that they do that it bothers me, and I don't know how a regular viewer can sit there and just be content with mediocrity.
And to be fair, if we're gonna shit on, not shit on, but I agree with you, and that's just our selfish wrestling fan perspective. We obviously want everything to be better. WWE has been no great shakes either lately, and so, and this is going into their biggest week, like Matt said when we opened the show, of the year. So it's everyone's feeling it. You can't be perfect all the time. There'll be ebbs and flows in creative all year round. So the instant gratification fan in us wants to immediately, and we do a podcast, so we have to. So we're going to criticize stuff. We're going to compliment stuff when it's warranted, but it's not just AEW, to be fair. Matt, I watch TNA religiously, right? Religiously. I can't say that I've been blown away by what they've been doing lately, other than maybe I kind of like the system prove yourself story, but Eddie Edwards put an ultimatum down on the members of the system and that was a fun little story, but I can't say that I'm every week, totally 100% invested in stuff that they do. Same thing with AEW, same thing with WWE. I find myself hitting the, fast forward 10 seconds button a lot in a lot of these shows. So it's not just AEW.
What so where Brundo, HK, where are you guys in the WWE universe? Like, are you pumped for this week, or you feel like we still haven't put our foot down on the gas all the way down into WrestleMania season? Or you feel like it's a little lackluster?
I took a look at that first night of that WrestleMania card, and I don't know. I was kind of underwhelmed with some of the card. I don't know if it's just because I don't know, like the Tiffany Stratton Charlotte Flair stuff just isn't doing it for me, and that's one of the big matches. New Day War Raiders kind of feels thrown together a little last minute, but a little bit. I feel like New Day kind of cooled off for a while. Like they did that thing with Big E, and it was huge, and it felt like they were the most important thing on the show after that. And then it's just been like, after like 2 weeks, it felt like it kind of just went away. In a way, like the Wyatt Six did too.
Brundo, it's so weird that you brought that up, because like the disparagement between the tag team division on SmackDown and Raw is so so blatant. And while you might not care for what they're doing on SmackDown with the teams that pretty much haven't been anything, and now they're all intertwined in this story, as opposed to Raw, where there's literally just like two teams. When was the last time we seen A-Town Down Under on
there's the Creed brothers, and they fucking lose every week except for like one, and then there's maybe some sort of the Judgment Day, and that's
the
like
champs haven't been on TV since last week.
Since basically they won.
So.
HK, you're the WWE homer. Where are you on the build up to Mania?
I can't say that I am as excited as I was like the last 2 years.
Okay.
I can't, you know what I mean? Like it seems like the last 2 years had a lot more story build, situations to it. I'm not a Charlotte guy, like to Brundo's point. Like, am I looking forward to that? Not necessarily. I'm looking forward to watching the match because I'm a Stratton fan. The Cena stuff, I am very intrigued by that, to see what's going to happen there. I think the only way that Gunther Jey Uso does anything to me is if Jey Uso ends up going over somehow, but I don't know how or why they would even do that. There's the CM Punk thing. Like, the big disappointment to me was that the secret revealed was that Heyman's going to be with Punk in that match. You know what I mean? Like that part of it kind of fell flat for me. So I'm not as excited as I have been in years past. Now, that's not to say that I'm not excited for the event, but it's WrestleMania. I'm always going to be excited for that event. So, is the build feeling the same? No, not even close. But like, the one thing that sticks out on this card is Cody Cena to me. And that's, I think, what the chips are in on is Cody Cena. And that's fine, because I'm super excited for that. I'm excited for, like I say, like, I am excited to watch Gunther and Jey Uso. But in my mind, it's already a foregone conclusion that Gunther walks away, with the belt still in hand. I don't know what they're doing with the CM Punk Seth Rollins Roman Reigns match. No idea. And that part of it is exciting to me, but the lead into it isn't. So while, like I say, I'm excited because it's WrestleMania, the last 2 years, I had a moon stem walk. I can't go to work with this fucking thing going into Mania. This week, I'm half mass, I guess. A little half mass.
It's been a sneaky, underrated program that I don't think anyone really was excited for, but now I'm kind of into it. Is Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest. I think they did a really good job on SmackDown building that up this past Friday, and now, like, that to me is like, they are more. I feel like those two guys are so determined now to steal the fucking show, that even with like an AJ Styles, Logan Paul, even with the CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, I'd keep an eye on this match. This match could be my pick to steal the show, Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre. And I think that's going to be something that we should all watch because Damian Priest obviously had his world title run, didn't go great, right? Drew McIntyre feels slighted in the position that he's been posted in for WrestleMania. He's not in a title match. He's not in a super high profile match. I think this match, Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, has the potential to be off the charts good.
I think that's a good pick. What's the IC matches?
The four-way, Dominic,
Braun,
Finn, Braun,
yeah.
and Penta.
I think gun to my head, that might be the match that steals the show, and I'm intrigued to see, like the entrances are always so much bigger.
Yeah,
at WrestleMania. So to see Penta walking to the ring at Mania, like that part, that kind of makes me go from half mast to 3/4 mast, right?
Yeah.
Not Moonstem yet, but that match I think is going to be phenomenal.
So Brendan mentioned, these lineups are final?
They announced them on SmackDown, I think.
Okay, so that means there's no Randy Orton match.
The lineups aren't. I'm sorry, the lineups aren't final, but what they've announced is final.
They're teasing Aldis still, though.
That would Moonstem me up.
Yeah, I would be very pumped for that.
So this is what we have for night one. Brendan mentioned it before. The cards that the lineups have been announced. Main event: Roman, Punk, Rollins, heavyweight champion Gunther against Jey Uso. Tiff, Charlotte, U.S. title, LA Knight, Jacob Fatu, World Tag titles, War Raiders against the New Day, Naomi Jade, Rey Mysterio, El Grande Americano. Night 2. Right? Yeah,
forgot about that.
Fucking amazing. And that's going to be a great match.
That's going to be a good one.
Yeah,
too.
that's going to be really good.
Night 2, Cody, John Cena, Triple Threat, Io Sky, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley. 4-way, we just mentioned. Braun defends against Penta, Finn, Dominic. Women's tag titles, Liv and Raquel against Bailey and Lyra. Sin City Street Fight, Drew Damian, and AJ and Logan Paul.
Yeah.
So that's where we are now. They've already announced the Andre the Giant Battle Royal for SmackDown. Tag title matches on SmackDown. Street Profits against the Motor City Machine Guns.
It kind of bums me out that Motor City and getting a match at Mania. Kind of bums me out a little bit. But
there's next year.
They haven't gotten over as well as Triple H probably thought they would.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, the build to the women's triple threat title match has been kind of all over the place, but I think that one's going to deliver.
Yep.
If you want to talk about a match with all that talent in there that could steal the show, I could see them walking away on night 2 with the show stolen for sure.
Yeah, man. Listen, this is Mania, man. If you don't come out to steal the show, then what are you even doing? So everyone. So it's WrestleMania. It's 2 nights of awesomeness. So we're all here for it.
Yeah.
Now let me bring something up that broke earlier today, and it's been something that's been on everybody's radar, I think, for the last couple weeks since I think Fightful reported it. Jeff Cobb, no longer part of New Japan Pro Wrestling. He relinquished the title. Their IWGP tag titles are now vacant. It is said that he was already on the internal WWE roster. Is Jeff Cobb a WrestleMania thing, or is he the Raw after Mania? Or is he an NXT thing, stand and deliver Saturday morning? Because we do have that too on Saturday.
I don't think he is any one of those things.
I agree.
I think that if you throw him out there Mania weekend, it's like making Speedball Mike Bailey a big thing when he shows up on Dynamite, right? I think that I love Jeff Cobb. I think he's a phenomenal. I don't think I've ever seen a match that I didn't like of Jeff Cobb's. I just don't think that he's to that level where he shows up for Randy Orton. I don't think he shows up at any of this. I think you bring him in and you build him up. I don't think that you throw him right there. I just don't think. I think it falls flat if you do.
You have to reintroduce him to the world. I don't think he's at the level of other people that you would bring in as a big move, especially now that you have Aleister Black under contract, you have Rusev under contract. Those are the names that show up. Yeah. Jeff Cobb does nothing for the casual fan. That, with all due respect to Jeff Cobb, I love Jeff Cobb, big fan. But you have to bring him in as he's never been anywhere else.
Yeah, and I think that's a perfect spot for him in NXT to do that, because you've seen them do that with plenty of guys in NXT. And you talk about moonstems. Give me fucking Obafemi, Jeff Cobb as a PLE main event. And I'm almost certain that New Japan said his last match is going to be on 4/19.
Yeah,
So
maybe I'm shortchanging.
yeah,
the fans.
you
Maybe
can't have it on there. Or WrestleMania weekend if he's in Japan
That's
already.
true. Yeah, his last match is against Don. I was gonna just say, do we get the perhaps long forgotten dude in the crowd on NXT during a big show?
Yeah.
Like the way they used to introduce, like, oh, so and so is in the front row, Matt
Yeah.
Riddle, Jeff Cobb,
A
whatever.
Tommy. Or
that
Tommy,
we could
I
do.
think.
I'd be okay with that.
But to Brendan's point, I think he's having his last match in Japan.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the 19th,
I believe so.
Yeah.
So he could easily make the trip for Sunday, and that actually wouldn't be a bad spot either. Like to show him in the crowd. Yeah, you could make that trip. You fly on the sleep on the flight, get him there, show him in the crowd at Mania with that audience. So all the people that aren't familiar with him start looking him up, start getting familiar with him. I think that would be a good play.
They haven't done that in a while either. That little gimmick where they
they haven't.
Yeah.
So
they could even I could see them doing it on the NXT next week too.
Right.
Like the night after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll still be in Vegas, right? And WWE is all over the place. I think they're doing the Slammies on YouTube Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon.
Fuck
too.
yeah. Give me the Slammies.
Yeah, they released the whole schedule. I didn't even look at that because all I really cared about was the actual main shows. There's a whole bunch of shit going on.
Oh, there's a ton of shit. We got Hall of Fame. We found out who will be inducting. Triple H is going to be inducted by HBK, Luger, DDP, Michelle McCool, The Undertaker, The Immortal Moment, Bret Hart, Steve Austin, inducted by Punk. They did not announce who would be inducting the Natural Disasters, and they added Kamala, Ivan Koloff, and Dory Funk Sr. to the Legacy Wing.
I'm amazed that Koloff wasn't already in, especially because he's a former champ and beat Bruno, a big part of that time period. So that blew my mind.
I would have guessed all three of those guys would have been in already.
Yeah,
especially Kamala, because Kamala is kind of borderline in that boom period. He was there before feuding with Hogan, and then his second act in 92, 93, 90. So I'm shocked that he wasn't in. Not that I didn't know it, but he should have been in a long time ago.
Watching him pin people the wrong way,
still
fucking gets me. It still gets me every time I see it. Like in tag matches, they're like, "No, turn him over," and he rolls him over, and the guy is back on his stomach again. He lifts the leg. It's fucking genius.
Now, according to this press release that Brundo has in the notes, the WWE Hall of Fame will be airing at 1 a.m. Saturday morning, Friday night, here on the East Coast, 10 o'clock Pacific.
It doesn't sound right.
I don't like that at all. It doesn't sound right because isn't it right after SmackDown?
SmackDown, so it'll be on at 10.
Hey, I'm just telling you what this says. The WWE Hall of Fame ceremony will stream on Peacock and WWE's digital media channels on Friday, April 18th at 10 p.m. Pacific time, 1 a.m. Eastern time on Saturday, April 19th.
Sure says that.
Oh, it says it. I just,
I mean, are they doing something in between? Maybe they got to set up, or
no? Maybe USA just isn't doing it. Is it just on Peacock or is it on you? It
will stream on Peacock and WWE's digital media channels.
So maybe USA just doesn't give a fuck and is there something else at 10 o'clock?
Yeah, La Femme Nikita.
That's right.
Silk stockings,
leg on bench.
KJG, you are the comedian.
Evidently not.
Give me the 411. Give me the skinny on this Tony Hinchcliffe's joke on Raw that got many people's underwears all tangled.
I don't know, man. Big E was okay with it. It seemed like so. I'm whatever. I don't know. I'm not familiar with Hinchcliffe. So I know that he he ruffles a lot of people the wrong way, especially with his, whatever political nonsense, whatever he does. But I'm not 100% familiar with him. So I know Big E was okay with the joke that he made. Talking about the broken neck joke? Yeah. Big E said, if Big E's like air quote okay with it, then I guess I'm okay with it too.
But isn't that classic comedy formula, KJG? Tragedy plus time equals comedy.
Wrestling is a weird space, man.
Yeah.
Like it's such a weird space. Like in every aspect of it, professional wrestling is so different than every other entertainment medium.
Yeah.
In terms of how people react, in terms of what grinds people's gears, what people are okay with. So that's why professional wrestling hits different when you make a joke about somebody, because we feel like we're so invested in that dude and we feel like we have this personal relationship with this dude. And now to come and slam this motherfucker on national TV, I can see why people got offended by it. But if Big E made a statement about it, so if he's okay with it, then I'm okay with it.
Yeah, but it wasn't it wasn't even it was a bad joke. It wasn't even funny.
No, that's okay. That's the biggest crime. That it wasn't even funny. He wasn't good. And this roast has.
Oh, this roast. Look, man, if you don't know about Tony Hinchcliffe and Kill Tony, and that's why he was on Raw, because the show just came on fucking Netflix. I said it in the Discord. Get used to the shitty crossovers. On Raw, because anyone that has a show on Netflix is going to be on the WWE, because it's entertainment. We're not a wrestling company anymore. We're an entertainment company.
It'd be great if they brought back those like the old style roasts, not necessarily like the Comedy Central, but like the old style roast, but do it wrestling centric. Pick a guy, put him up there. Get Jeff Ross. Get this.
Tony Hinchcliffe is the new roast master. There's a roast of WrestleMania show.
Jeff Ross is the roast master. He'll always be the roast master.
I don't know if he can do it anymore.
He's the roast master general. But that would be, I would love to see that type of a setup. Put fucking Rey Mysterio out there and let roast Rey for half an hour.
People can't handle jokes in 2025. Everything it's very serious. Everything is very serious.
All right. So Scott George just said Big E wasn't okay with it. All right. So I must have misread his statement that he put out. Because I thought that he said, like, I'm in the public eye, people are going to talk about you, this and that, it is what it is sort of deal. So maybe he wasn't okay with it. But like I said, he was telling a joke as unfunny or as distasteful as it may have been. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Even distasteful, though, like a joke is just that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a joke.
Can I play devil's advocate too? When Paige's personal videos got released and the New Day were faces and they were making threesome jokes in the ring with Xavier Woods, everybody was okay with that. Even though in her book it says, Paige says like her videos getting leaked like fucking destroyed her mental health. But that's okay because it was the New Day and they were faces and it was funny, right? It's funny to make threesome jokes, but people are outraged about, like, come on, people, what the fuck are we doing? It's a fucking stupid joke.
Yeah.
It's a stupid fucking joke. Stop.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch this. Whatever this roast thing is, I'm not going to watch it.
So. Silly. It's silly. Also, it's 2025. No one can be like edgy. You can't be like, everyone has to be like, ew, touchy feely. I don't want to upset you. Fucking dorks. Like you can't make jokes anymore about anything.
Nope. Absolutely not.
No, I don't even, you know what? I'm not going to get started. We're going to move on. So we're excited for WrestleMania, though. There's a zillion things this week, which is why we have no guests next week. It's going to be a very heavy WrestleMania show. So, you're going to eat all the peeps you want on Easter Sunday.
Fuck
right?
that.
I agree. Peeps are gross. But then Easter Sunday night, WrestleMania night 2. You don't have to give away your pick here, but I'm going to ask this. Do we think John Cena gets his number? You don't have to give it's just a question. Do we think he gets his number? How does Dwayne get involved? Is there somebody else?
I don't know why you do what you did if Cena doesn't win.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't listen. My pick will flip flop 8 times till Friday or Saturday. So like, I just don't understand doing it if Cena doesn't win. I don't argue against that. HK, you look like you can.
I don't. I'll say this: I have no idea which way they're going to go. I see where you're coming from, KJG, with this. The one thing that, and I think it's probably selfishly, I want to, and I'm a huge Cody fan. I mean, huge Cody guy, right?
Cody
I want to see Cena win because I want to see that history take place. That's the reason behind it, and I think that for a lot of reasons, I think Cena's probably the right guy to hit 17, and I'm excited at the prospect of him doing it. And again, selfishly, just because I want to see that history happen, I want John Cena to win. I don't know if he's going to, and I don't know if I pick him, but I want that 17 to happen, and I think that having it happen here at WrestleMania is perfect.
I think the fact too that 2 years ago they ended on a note of Cody losing makes it seem more likely that he could lose at this one too, because everybody thought 2 years ago was the end of the story, and then it wasn't. You know, WrestleMania is supposed to end on this big high note, so it could absolutely happen.
And I'm still convinced. I mentioned this last week or the week before. I'm still not convinced that CM Punk doesn't walk out of WrestleMania with the WWE Championship. Still hold it. I'm walking it back a little bit. But I still think maybe John Cena beats Cody, and then CM Punk somehow beats John Cena. That I don't know how. I don't know how to get there, but maybe next week I'll have a different tune to sing because I'll probably be wrong.
All right, now HJC is happening next week, so Kyle will be here. He says no shot. Cena wins 17 as a heel.
I thought about that too. I just don't know. Like, there's not going to be, because he's not at Mania next year.
No, this is it.
Right. So, like, this is the thing, right? This is the spot. This is the big time.
This is the spot at Mania. We don't know if this is his only title shot.
Yeah.
Right. But this is the thing. This is Mania. This is the big time.
I can see him winning as a heel and then going out with grace as a babyface when he loses the belt. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
a good thought. I like that. This is the big time.
Like that could be his babyface moment, losing the belt.
It'll be interesting. Speaking of WrestleManias.
Oh.
WrestleMania 9 documentary on Peacock dropped this week. What did you guys think? Did you guys get a chance to watch it?
Hell yes, I did.
On A&E.
Yep, I watched it on A&E. And some fucker texted me and said, "Go to Peacock," and I was like,
"That's right." He's a handsome guy. I heard the guy that sent you that text.
Turns out I was watching the first 48 and didn't realize it.
I love the first 48.
And I fall asleep like 5 nights a week. Next on the first 48.
Me too, Matt. Me too. Either that or Royal Rumble 92.
It is two things I took away from this. A, how much more footage of other shit that why are they sitting on this gold mine of stuff? Like, this is the shit I want to see. I thought this was really well done. I thought it told a fantastic story. And, we talked about it last week, WrestleMania 9, some people hold in high regard, and most people kind of shit on it. But then the way that they presented it to you, it's like, oh, yes, 8 was in the Hoosiers Dome, 7 was in the Memorial Coliseum, 6 was in the Sky Dome. But 9 is the first time it was ever really presented as the way we see WrestleMania now.
That's what I said. That's what I've always been a fan of it. It's the big time. Love it. Fucking pumped. Enjoyed it. There was no way I was not going to enjoy this documentary. I'm one of those WrestleMania 9 guys. Seeing the backstage footage was fun. Seeing them react to video clips was fun. Finding out that fucking Linda was snapping tickets, that was fucking fun. I didn't see that coming at all. Just that, like, just the all of it, man. WrestleMania 9 is super fascinating to me. I love the documentary. Love it.
How about how Bret Hart felt like this was worse than the fucking Montreal Screwjob?
Well, and I fucking love Bret Hart. I do, but fucking cheer up, man. Just cheer. You know what? I'd like to just one time. Could you just fucking sit back? Could you see something and smile, or just give me a chuckle? I realize that I've never heard Bret Hart fucking laugh. I've never heard. Not even a nothing. Laugh, Bret Hart. God damn.
No, because I'm with him, and
of course
I'm
you
with
are.
Shawn Michaels, and I'm with Shawn Michaels on this. These were the fucking guys that were changing the WWF at the time. It went from the steroid era to these guys out there working all these fucking house shows, and then Johnny Jerkoff fucking shows up and he's fucking king shit all of a sudden. Nobody wanted that.
So double T.
Nobody wanted
Double T.
All those jerk off Hulkamaniacs. All right, so they brought a couple extra tickets. They showed up in the red and white. Jerked me off with the fucking bionic asshole.
Johnny Jerkoff. Johnny Jerkoff.
Right in that one, though.
70s that hit Brutus Beefcake right in his face and destroyed his face, right? But a 70-mile-an-hour jet ski only gave the Hulkster a black eye? Fuck you.
It's Hulkamania. Anyways,
Macho Man fucking punched him right in his dumb face.
I think Pritchard dispelled that a while ago.
Oh, he dispels everything because he sucks the WWE dick. He's still
Johnny
playing
Jerkoff. Johnny
Here's what I say.
Jerkoff.
I don't disagree with you. I don't. But bringing him in and putting him on the card was the smart play.
I get it. I understand.
It was the smart play.
I'm going to cut you off again because I also love how much Bret Hart loves the wrestling business.
Of course.
He feels this way because he loved what he did.
Right. Then why is he so angry?
Because they fucked
a hell of a career.
Jerk off.
You had a hell of a career. Smile, Brett. I love you, buddy, but you got to smile.
No, he did. No, not a hell of a career. He went to WCW. Vince fucked him over. He went to WCW. He wasted away, hanging out with fucking Larry Zbyszko, jerking off all the NWO guys.
Just got to smile. He's got to sit back and go, you know what?
He can't smile. He had a fucking stroke and he crashed his bicycle.
He's got he regained some control there. He's just got to sit back and go, you know what? I had a hell of a career.
He could have a smile off with Jim Ross.
Right.
And here's my only complaint.
You've already had a couple, buddy.
No, the documentary was fantastic. My only complaint, right? The only active WWE wrestler you could get was Kofi Kingston, who's now the biggest piece of shit on TV.
No, Natty was there.
Natty's not on TV. She's gonna be working the fucking Crockett
She was
Cup.
just
She was
on
on
TV.
SmackDown. She was in the Gauntlet match.
Oh, did she lose again? Of course.
Oh,
Yeah,
Maxine
well,
lost,
Maxine. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you were going to complain about that shot of Shawn Michaels' crotch.
That was hilarious.
That was wild.
Shawn Michaels cried.
Even he was like, really?
Yeah, who thought this was a good idea?
Who approved this camera shot? That's
My complaint count is at 27. Thank you, Gianni, sorry. I want to see more of the Undertaker backstage.
Ginger
He
McGee?
looked like he didn't want to see more of him backstage. I noticed that when they mentioned like some of the guys were saying like, oh, you could tell like, why is this camera on him? It was like him and Yoko giving the death stares. Like, why the fuck are you filming me?
Yeah, but then Yoko asked for a copy of it.
Yep.
Oh, he did. I didn't get all the way through.
And sushi.
Yeah,
and sushi.
Loved it. I'll probably watch it again because I feel
I am 100% going to watch it again. I might actually watch WrestleMania 9 again.
It's a great watch, man.
Yeah.
It's a big time.
I watched actually Saturday I watched the Royal Rumble leading up to that Royal Rumble '93.
Oh,
It's also nice to know that that Undertaker thinks his match with the good John Gonzalez was a hunk of shit.
You know, the one thing that I liked about listening to Taker in this documentary is that even with him, like with Hulkster coming in, and obviously, you know, people worried about their spots and all that, like he seemed like the most level-headed about it. He was like, "Yeah, I get it from this standpoint, but this is also this standpoint." Like, I appreciate that. Like, it's not hard to believe he was the judge in Wrestler's Court. It made sense to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Great watch though. If you have Peacock, like go out of your way and watch it, man. It's a great it's great. It's great. And I really hope they do more stuff like this. That behind the scenes stuff and like just the story, like they announced it as WrestleMania 9. They show all the like promo packages leading up. It's not selling tickets. Then like the fucking Hulk is the Adonis, fucking just spinning on the platform. Coming April 4th.
Dude,
They had to.
That was such a fever dream, Hulk Hogan in 1993.
What the one complaint I'll have about it, Double T, is the archivist, how you pronounce that,
George.
Is it me? Did they never say his name? Did they never give him a lower third?
No, they did. They did.
Okay,
I don't remember it. But like when he puts that tape in and you hear the music and he does that fake ass, he is not rocking out. He is not rocking out to that shit. You know, somebody went, "Hey man, act like you really like this music," and he went, "Okay."
So
Good stuff. Great stuff though. Great watch, man. Really itched me where I scratched. It was nice to watch.
Well, that's good.
And that they got a lot of here's something that's weird.
You totally reversed
It
that.
scratched me where I itched.
Yeah. Okay.
It was also weird to watch a WWE documentary with them showing
Vince.
footage of Vince and no Vince interviews, no talking head from Vince. Like that was weird.
So
Yeah. It's like we're not acknowledging him, but we're also not erasing him. Like kind of like Benoit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys ready to talk some homework?
Oh fuck, I forgot about it.
Yeah,
Let's
buddy.
do it.
All right. I assigned you guys Dynamite Kid Tiger Mask, April 21st, 1983, I believe is the date.
That's the date. The
Five
Wrestling
star
Junkies has it.
belts. Yeah.
I'm on right now. Yep. April 21st, 1993.
So I picked this match because it was the second ever Meltzer 5-star match that he ever rated. It's been a long time since I watched this match. Like a very long time. And I watched it. I watched it today.
That's right.
Boy, have times changed. I am very curious. Very curious to hear your thoughts on Dynamite Kid Tiger Mask.
So going in, I'm thinking like, all right, awesome. It's Dynamite Kid, it's Tiger Mask. This match is the absolute opposite of everything that I ever possibly could have expected between Dynamite Kid and Tiger Mask. And my biggest point, I want to make sure I say this before I forget, is that Dynamite Kid did the Samoa Joe before the Samoa Joe was cool. Where
Oh yeah.
Tiger Mask goes with that flying crossbody and Dynamite Kid just walks the fuck away. That had me popping so fucking hard. But man, I had no idea what was going on in this match for a lot of it. There was some good stuff, obviously, like a lot of great wrestling, but then there's a whole lot of fucking cluster that I was just like, what?
Yep. HK, I'd like to hear what you think.
You really love bending me over on this shit, man. So first time I've watched it, right? I had not seen this match before. Going in, much like KJG, I was like, you know, how could this be bad? It can't be bad. There's no way. The fucking commentary. Now, you have to explain this part of it you watch this Japan stuff, right? I don't watch this Japan stuff. the fucking commentary. Why is it that like every 25 to 45 seconds you hear one of the fucking commentators sound like a fucking minion? He goes, why the entire fucking match? What does it mean, Double T? What?
Maybe he's a Fonzie fan.
I had no idea what was going on. It like that part of it bothered me so fucking, because I'm trying to get into this match, right? I'm like, all right, here we go. This is gonna be good work, good match, good work. What?
That's just the way he calls it, man.
That's his style.
Yeah, like whoever was doing commentary.
Oh, it fucking drove me nuts, man. It drove me. And then, all right, there was parts of it where I'm like, okay, I'm in. I'm in. I'm gonna fucking try and get away from that. I'm in. And then the fuck outside the match. There's not a match anymore. It's over. No, it's not over. Right, we're gonna keep going. Right, let's back. And he grabs a fucking thing. He's clang on the goddamn it. How is the ref taking all this damage and he doesn't give a shit? Ref doesn't care. He's not bumping away, right? It's not a ref bump. He's just going to get the shit kicked out of him, and it's okay. Why is it okay for him to get the shit kicked out of him? And then out of nowhere, this fucking guy comes in, and he's sweeping. He's sweeping the fucking ring during the match. I don't know why. Why are you the match is happening and you're sweeping it? Why do we call the janitor? Like, and then they were on the outside for a while, and then there's a tombstone, and then he's back up. He's not selling anymore. Why aren't you selling? Why is there a janitor in the ring? Why isn't the ref selling shit? I fucking wanted to love this so much, Double T. I promise you, man. I went in with I think I was probably 80% chub going in, right? And then by the end of it, it's just a flabby meat stick between my legs. Nothing was happening good anymore.
Yeah, and Brundo, this was like jacked up Dynamite Kid too. So it's like, all right, this is like 1983 Dynamite Kid. He's looking lean.
Yeah, he was. I mean, yeah, he was. You know, he had some muscles or whatnot, but yeah, I could see how he fucked himself up too, because they had that first crossbody outside the ring, and you just see Dynamite Kid land neck first on the metal guardrail. Like, oh boy, I wonder how this guy got so hurt.
Did they end up shooting?
No, I think it just looked like that because, you know, that's like what Tiger Mask's background was. Yeah. Like it was a mix. Like Tiger Mask was like an MMA guy basically. He came up with what's his name? Like Maeda and Takada, all those guys. So he has that background versus Dynamite Kid's like English, like I'm gonna break your fucking ankles and everything else. You know, it's a nice mix of styles, but this was fucking everywhere. God damn, like I same thing. I came in, I wanted to love this, and then it's just like, you know, they're pushing the ref, and they're, you know, the bell rings, and then they start again, and the bell rings, and they start again. It's like the fucking women's match you assigned the last time was less disjointed than this.
Yeah, I had to make sure I was watching the right one for a second.
Yeah,
like, there's no way Matt would assign this one, right?
And this got 5 fucking stars.
Yes,
Holy
I can't.
shit.
So this is 3 separate matches essentially in one, right?
Yeah.
The first 10 minutes is really good.
Good.
For 1983, it's good. There's a lot of good chain wrestling. There's some great spots. But then, like Brundo says, there's a crossbody where Tiger Mask crossbodies Dynamite Kid outside the ring, and they go over the barricade. And as soon as they do, the bell rings.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I did copious amounts of research this afternoon on this. The commentary not once mentions why the bell rings. So they get back in the ring, and Dynamite Kid just keeps saying one more time. And I just watched a 1981 match between Bob Backlund and Fujinami where Backlund pins him, and the referee's count is wonky, and Backlund wants to restart the match. He won't let the referee raise his hand because he thinks that it was a fugazi count, but they show the replay and it wasn't. So they do that one more time thing. For some strange reason, they start the match again. Right? And then there's it's just like fucking chaos. And as soon as they restart the match, Dynamite Kid hits him with a tombstone, top rope headbutt. He makes like a victory sign. He's like, victory, like Bob's Dynamite
nasty
Kid.
headbutt too, by the way.
Yeah. 2 count. They somehow end up outside again. And then the referee, there's another bell that rings. Then Dynamite Kid's looking around ringside. He brings like a bottle in or something.
I think it was a bottle. Yeah, he broke it.
Yeah, he
Or it's
broke
broken.
it.
That's why they were, sweeping.
He breaks it.
He did the headbutt to the back of his head.
Right? He breaks it. He comes back in the ring. Then he throws it at somebody outside. He go one more time. Right? He's back to being babyface Dynamite Kid. Then they restart the match, but then they, like HK says, one of the young boys sweeping glass out of the ring.
But did you see that one spot where like it looked like he was trying to like roll him up and like Tiger Mask just like wouldn't go and they just like fall on each other?
There's a but they tries to put him in the bow and arrow and they just fall. Like I like some of those spots because it looked like they were like fighting. But yeah, I don't know how this got 5 stars. This was all over the fucking place. It ends when they each and look. I don't ever
know
want,
where you're going.
You could say whatever you want, like they don't sell in AEW. Dynamite Kids, neither of these guys are fucking selling in 1983. They both hit tombstones outside the ring, and they both just pop back up.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Oh yeah,
this was wild. I don't know how this got. These guys probably had 30, 40 matches in their whole entire careers. This is the only one that ever got 5 stars. And I don't know how that is.
Didn't they have like an amazing match at MSG too?
Yes.
At one point. Maybe because it wasn't in Japan.
I wish Owen Hart was a little bit older, and I wish we got like an Owen Hart Dynamite Kid tag team as opposed to the British Bulldogs. As great as the British Bulldogs were. Imagine if Owen Hart and Dynamite Kid were a tag team. I don't know. That's just a random thought I had watching this. Because Dynamite Kid reminded me of Owen Hart in this match for some reason.
It was wild, man. It was a wild fucking.
Listen, it was something.
Just got 5 stars. Kurt Angle, Chris Benoit didn't.
Kurt Angle's got no 5-star matches.
That's correct.
So I'm gonna have to.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I feel like I should have gone with my other choice.
That's why you got homework again in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. So overall, I mean, is it a 5-star match?
I mean, entertainment value alone, yeah. I guess there was I couldn't turn away, and not for the reason I thought I wouldn't be able to turn away.
I like when they were in the standing switches and then the through the ropes gimmick that they did.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was very disjointed. It was all over the place. It's complete chaos.
It felt like a tale of 2 matches. First 10 minutes, fantastic. The last 10 minutes, like off the walls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tony is in charge of homework this week, and he is not here. So he sent a video. So I'm going to add it to the stage, and we're going to listen to what Tony is assigning us. All right. Can you please take the homework banner down?
Yeah, got it.
Okay, let's see if I can get this to work.
And hi to my favorite wizards. Well, 3 of you anyway. I'll let you figure out who that other one isn't. I am not here, of course, this week, but I do want to make sure that I get my homework assignment out for all of you people to watch. And you know what? I think I'm going 2 assignments this week. Everybody knows that 2020 was the year of the pandemic. We got a lot of, closed studio wrestling. We got the infamous screens like the Thunderdome for WWE. And AEW did their part. They opened up Daly's Place, and they started sprinkling people in as the months went on. So you may not have gotten a full live crowd, but at least you got something when you watched wrestling. But I think the biggest thing that the pandemic gave us was the cinematic match. That's right. But first, before we get to that one, I'm going to give you a smaller homework assignment to start. It's a favorite video of mine. I've known it for years. It's only about 2 minutes long. It was actually done by the Upright Citizens Brigade in Los Angeles. I think it was Los Angeles. Anyway, so for about 2 minutes, we got Hacksaw Jim Duggan against the Ultimate Warrior in a battle, that took place everywhere but a wrestling ring. I find it really funny. I think you will too. But the reason I have you watch that one first is because I want you to compare it to what AEW was offering so many years later during the pandemic as their version of a cinematic match. And no, I'm not talking about football field fuckery. We're going back to AEW All Out from May 2020. There were a lot of silly... This was AEW to me when it was so bad it was good. So this card actually is famous for a bunch of reasons. First and foremost, Matt Hardy getting concussed in his, I think, broken match with Sammy Guevara. But that's not the one we're watching. We also got Mimosa Mayhem on this show with Pockets and, Vince Neil. And that's not even what we're watching. We're watching the very first match of the show, the amazing tooth and nail match between Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and Big Swole. Man, oh man, I watched this back. Let's just put it like this. Just compare and contrast the two. We're talking about a 10-minute AEW offering and a 2-minute Comedy Troupe offering. And just let me know which one you like better. All right, fellas, I'll see you next week so we can talk about it. In the meantime, I'm probably going to be singing karaoke in a few minutes. Later.
Bye, Tony.
Now, how do we feel about him assigning us 2 matches here?
Didn't like it. Where did he get the nerve?
I mean, it's a 10-minute match and a 2-minute clip, and I got to tell you, I'm okay with it. Why not? I sat through what was it? Felt like an hour and a half of a dump match, and then I just watched 25 minutes of a match. I'm still not really sure if there was a clear winner to. So yeah, no, I'm perfectly fine with it.
Oh, so you're blaming everybody else for bad homework, but you gave us the fucking Buck Zumhoff thing to watch.
Hey, the homework is the homework, man.
Okay.
That's the way it goes.
Yeah, but I don't like it in principle that he just decided to give us 2 assignments.
It's the homework.
See now, and I'm kind of with KGG because I'm worried. Like, what's next now? Like, does HK compare? Like, is it like a spot the differences now? Like, is that we watch 2 different matches and tell us what's different about it? Like,
we're gearing away from what the spirit of
where
the
does this lead to?
Yeah, I don't think it leads to anyway. He said it was a 2-minute fucking gimmick, and he wants to compare. Like, it's easy. Altogether, it's 12 minutes.
No, it's not. That's not the point, though.
If you want to assign 3 pieces of homework in under 15 minutes, assign them. If you assign me 3 pieces of homework that's a fucking 2.5 hours long, gotta tell you, my assignment's not going to be turned in.
I'm just saying, this kind of opens a door, and I don't know where we go from here.
It's not in the spirit of what homework was supposed to be.
I think it still is.
Like, I understand by the letter of the law and the technicalities, which is why you were able to assign us that stupid fucking Buck Zumhoff thing. I get it. It's wrestling related. It counts.
Yeah.
But it's not the spirit in which the homework was intended.
Yeah, it's still 2 wrestling pieces, right? Short watches. It'll be fine. It's like you're complaining about a project before it's even started. You don't know how much you might love it. It might be a great project.
Again, not the point.
Right. Sometimes you look at a roller coaster ride. You're like, I'm going to fucking hate that one, but I'm going to go on it. And then it's your favorite fucking one. That could happen today.
What, you think I'm watching it today?
Maybe it'll happen tomorrow, right?
You don't have 2 minutes after this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Reserving that for something else, bro. No.
Well, I have the links. I will share them with you, or Tony will, and I will put them in the show description on YouTube and Spotify. And you can also do homework and then check in with us next week and see how we feel about that. Brundo, I believe you're next up.
Yep. Yeah.
For homework.
Good. Yeah.
And I think that's it, guys. Let's end on Dark Side of the Ring before we pull this train to the station.
Jesus.
Dark Side of the Ring.
Sweet mother of ass.
What?
No, you're right, Double T. Let's do Dark Side too.
Vader. Thoughts on the Vader Dark Side of the Ring?
It was interesting at first, and then they kind of made him out to be kind of a piece of shit at certain times too. I mean, it felt like they alluded to him, giving Vader time to his wife at one point.
Well, his wife alluded to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, It was still, I mean, as for Dark Sides, it's still, I don't want to say an enjoyable watch because the guy died, but,
Yeah.
you know, it was a good episode of TV. It was, you know, it was what Dark Side's supposed to be, basically. A tragic story. And
I
Shawn
do
Michaels is a piece of shit.
Well, that's I agree. I agree 100%.
Yes.
Yeah, it's different. Like, what if, like, do you think Vader's career is different if Shawn Michaels sucks it up and works with him? Because that is, you know, Sid ends up winning that title at Survivor Series, and by all accounts, it was supposed to be Vader.
Yep.
I don't think so.
Yeah. So yeah, me neither.
And I love Vader. I've always claimed to be a Vader guy, but I don't think in that situation where like the trend was moving away from, you know, masked guys like Vader, and I think that he's, you know, at that point had lost a step. I mean, still good. When he debuted, I think he still could have had a run, but I don't know. I don't think that the HBK stuff plays into whether or not his trajectory in the Federation really like changes.
Like, if you want to like actually like call a spade, that probably could have like Shawn, like it could have ruined. But I think you can make two different arguments. That very well could have. If they had plans for him initially to be that top guy, then yes, what Shawn Michaels did could have easily ruined his run. But I think the bloom was off the Vader Rose the second he showed up. And this is someone that hasn't watched the Dark Side. I just think that based on what I've heard a lot of other people say about Vader's run in WWE, that it just wasn't going to happen. And in hindsight, they made the right move putting it on Sid.
Yeah. And I would have loved, like, again, as a Vader guy, right? Huge Vader fan when he was in WCW. When he showed up, I was excited. You know what I mean? Fucking pumped. And I was hoping that, you know, he'd get the title. Like that was my big hope, but it was clearly not. It just wasn't in the cards. And I don't know, like, even if you like, obviously, you know, people want to go like Shawn didn't want to work with him. Like, even if you put him in there with Brett, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think it matters. I don't think whoever the champion in that situation is going to matter. I don't think Vader's getting the run with the title.
Yeah, the timing was just off.
Right.
I mean, if Shawn doesn't want to work with him because he's stiff, and Shawn's a little bitch in 1996.
No,
look, it's the butterfly effect, right? If
at least he found a smile.
No, he never did, that piece of shit. Yeah, it's a great what if. Like, what if, like, you know, does Vader possibly being a world champion give him the motivation to get in shape, to not, you know, because after Shawn doesn't want to work with him and the ball goes to Sid, like Vader kind of becomes like, as in Vader's own words, like a big fat piece of shit. Like he stops taking care of himself. Like, and it's hard, you know. In WCW, he was king shit, and then the Hulkster shows up, and Hogan doesn't want to work with him because he's too fucking hard.
Oh yeah,
you know, and you know, look, he kind of lived the gimmick, and the gimmick was he was kind of an asshole, right? Like,
yeah,
you know,
that's
like,
what his wife said. He didn't know when to turn it off.
And I love the talking heads were great. His son, his wife, Joe Thurman, which was all great to see him, you know, and it's shitty that Vader did that to him.
Yeah. I feel like I never heard his side of the story too.
No, because he said he never talked about it.
Yeah, yeah. Stan Hansen too.
Yes. Did they have anyone there to tell Paul Orndorff's side of what happened with that?
No.
Did they even mention the Paul Orndorff thing?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
They mentioned how Orndorff kicked the shit out of him with sandals on, and then like the going off picture of that was Vader on the floor, and they had like a flip flop on top of him.
Yes. Papa Squat says, "Nice to see these shows are still 2 hours. It's a big week, jerk off.
We're having fun.
WrestleMania week. We talk about we're a wrestling podcast, right? We can't do fucking shitty karaoke at fucking Hulk Hogan's beach shop. You want to hear what this shit sounds like? Let's see.
Did he send it?
Send it to me.
Be the going home number.
Welcome back.
God, yeah. Come on.
with us? Yes, I am. Oh, dude, I'm happy you're back. Now go. So, let's do this. Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's go. Come on, Brandon.
The Hulkster's not even there.
Ah.
This is fucking painful.
Yes, I've been black, but when I come back, no. I ain't got the time, and if my money says I'm fine, trying to make it go to rehab, I won't go.
I will say this: I expected a lot worse.
You know what? guys got great nads to even do it.
Great Nat. Yeah, look, I hate karaoke, so yeah, props to him. He said Hogan eventually showed up somewhere in the chat. But hopefully we can get the full video. And, it doesn't look like Michael J. Fox is shooting it, so that'll be nice. Who the fuck do you give the camera to? Jesus
Michael
Christ.
J. Fox okay with that joke, Double T?
I don't know. I'll fucking send him a telegram.
Scott George knows. He'll tell us.
I'll tell him I have to tell you something about the future.
Who cares if he fucking writes back? You're not going to be able to read it anyway.
Right?
In the future, Marty, everybody's offended by everything.
Special thanks to the Maniac, Glen Osbourne, for joining us. TWA One and Done, Rasselcon 2300, arena.com for tickets. Get them if you're going to be in the Philadelphia area. I have to do this now.
This has been a production of the Shining Wizards Network. For everything Shining Wizards, visit shiningwizards.com. And don't forget to listen to all the great shows of the Shining Wizards Network.
We're going to thank those that support us over on our Patreon, patreon.com/Wizards Podcast. Manny Kratzo, Kate Ensler, Matt Garifo, High Five Tom, Ryan Schlong, Al Day, William Mercier Jr., Scott George, Jesse Elwell, Emily Rock, I Junkfist, Kathy Hummer, Michael Hammond, and Keith Parker. New Patreon drops tomorrow. It's the JJ Rogue Rundown Show.
It's so funny when you pee-pee on me. Click the pen. Tell me somebody passed away. Fuck you and your fucking sports clip haircut.
Wait, I guess I gotta hit the end.
Lots of fucking spoons in my asshole. And on the other side, you blow your fucking brains out. I'm gonna Benoit that shit. Was she farting at the microphone? Nobody asked you. Well, good. Fuck him. He deserved it.